Quiero, 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 quiero. Quiero, 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 quiero. Quiero, que quiero, quiero, que quiero, que.
Quiero. Hello, Hyoxide. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello. Hello. I am tired. Yeah. I didn't sleep a lot, but I'm here. I'm here. We're gonna build orcs. I have so many orcs. I have some half painted, half finished orcs in here. I got all kinds of green skins. I love them. Good morning. Hope the audio is okay. Hope it's not too loud. Um, I got my camera in a cup down here, so if I freeze up, it's because I'm behind my lamp. My lamp is here. It's all right. Okay, that's good. Coffee. I got coffee. Yum. With oat milk because that makes it sweet and yummy. And we need to find some good background music for this. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Oh, I froze up again. Okay, hold on. Let's find some good Dawn Dawn of War OST. There we go. Oh, this is a lot. Dark Crusades and Soulstorm. Isn't Soulstorm the really shitty one? Oat milk creamer. Yes, I like the oat milk creamer. I'm gonna turn off the BGM. This is the Dawn of War soundtrack. Dawn of War. If you haven't played Dawn of War, I think you would actually like it. It's an RTS. It's sort of. It's very good. It's a very good RTS. I like it a lot. Also, I have some. I need to find my. Hello, Chocolate Cat Gameplay. Hello. Oh, Species little froggy. Hello. Sorry if I'm like freezing up. It's because my camera is like down here and not up there. And I look at the monitor and I'm like, oh, hello. But I should have that over here. Here we go. I can raise the light on my camera. Wow. But I mean my light, but I shouldn't. Is the music too loud? It's a little loud in my ears. Let me see here. Boom, 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 boom. I'm still centered on the skin. Yes. Oh, sorry. Hold on. There we go. I'm gonna go down. Boop. Oh no, I fast forwarded. How do I? There's so many things everywhere. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. Now I'm tiny. Hold on. You might be wondering how I can model while holding my hands up in the air, and that's because I am controlling over a distance these weird hands that I can do things with. Hold on. Gotta open this quote. There we go. Okay, so that's right. I needed to find some bases. Hold on. I have a whole box of bases here, but I don't think I have that many. Oh, I do have. I need to get these because we are building Assault on Black Reach models. These are, I think, these are 4th edition. I think. I'm not entirely sure which edition these are, but they're pretty old. They're monopose orcs. Those are the ones we're building. I have some boys from an actual box of orcs that I bought, and they're pretty good. But I want to put these little lads together because they are pretty good filler. content, and you can still personalize them quite a lot. I put different camo on the pants of my orcs, the ones I already painted a long time ago. Now I'm just taking out all these. If they were a tiny bit less stocky, you know what, Hellman? You know, you got a point. They're very stout. Some would perhaps even almost call them, some might even call them dwarfish in physique, but that would be a grave insult to the warg. Where's the boys? Where's the crumpiest? So we's gonna stomp them. We'll stomp them good, lads. Yeah, they could use with a little bit less muscle, but they're basically just built for murder. I guess so many of these bases. Hold on. So I built a couple of these guys on my own. I think a couple of days ago. These have the Defcopters, by the way, which I've never seen in any other place, and they're hell on earth because you gotta give them like rotor blades, and the rotor blades break immediately. They're like the worst model ever made. But yeah, first of all, we're gonna give these lads a base to stand on. So just gonna click them in place here. These are pretty good. They were like a huge step up from, let me refocus the camera. Let me lower the light a little bit. Holy shit. There we go. I think. You can't really see a lot. I mean, just having their head being the same height as their shoulders. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they have that gamer posture. They are not great. They might, I mean, they're kind of hunched over. I suppose that's what it's supposed to be like, but they do look like Quasimodo. And what's the guy's name? The one with the one who always screams and falls over and drinks milk. Streamer guy who got really good at chess. They kind of have the same posture as him, I think. So okay, first of all, we're gonna give these guys their little bases so they get to stand on. I think I made like 10 of them. They're pretty easy to, like the Big Mech. I love those proportions. Yeah, the Big Mech is cool. I'm still fairly new to orcs. I used to be into Space Marines a lot. Oh, I mean, I'm still sort of into Space Marines. But I like orcs because they have the proper mentality for being in the 41st millennium, which is, screw it. We're just gonna fight. Yeah, I really like the Killicans. Those are some of my favorite models. The orc, quote-unquote, dreadnoughts. They just put a little goblin in there and be like, okay. Well, no, is that the Killican, or is that the, I can never remember. The Killicans are the small ones, I think. And that's with the goblins inside of them. And I think the big one just has either an orc or a lot of goblins. But it's like, oh, them space boys, them space marines, putting boys in them things. Put all boys in them things too. I love it. Orcs also offer a lot of versatility when you make your models. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to glue these in place, which is not ideal. Oh, by the way, Ma. Let's see here. I'm gonna get all these. This may be a hot take. I'm all for it. Give me your hot takes. Give me your hot take. I'm just getting all these little. These guys had their primer put on. I would think maybe 12 years ago. They are very, very old. At least 12 years ago. More pirate Space Marines, that would be cool. Did you mean Horun, Blackheart? I think Chaos Space Marines, definitely there are marauding warbands that aren't directly aligned with Abaddon and stuff. I think Horun is like the best example, but if you want pirate non-Chaos Space Marines, I don't know, you might struggle. I think Carcharodons or the Sharks might, I don't know if they count as that. Hold on, I got all these bits in here. I got magnetized doors. For rhinos. Rhinos. Our enemies come at us in metal boxes. We take loot. We defy the corpse emperor, corpse god, by stealing and plundering from the Imperium. But yeah, I used to be super into magnetizing stuff a long time ago. If you can take something, it's yours. If you can keep it, it belongs to you. Yeah. It's good. But yeah, like magnetized doors to put on our rhinos, or maybe no, not a rhino. Put on a what are they called? I haven't played in so long. That's an arm. Here's some kind of ice thing from a D&D model. D&D's models are super low quality. Like, it's insane the shit that Wizard gets away with. If you compare them to Games Workshop stuff, like, why don't they collaborate? Question? Hit me. So we're gonna build some orcs. We're gonna finish building all the boys here first, because I have a bunch of unbuilt boys. Then we're probably gonna start painting a few. I only got like 3.5 hours to stream, so we'll see how far we get. What do you think of a Space Marine having a cape made out of coins? Oh, that's so cool. That is cool. Because Space Marines don't need to be stealthy. They want to announce their presence to the world. That would be pretty badass. I don't think they use coins so much anymore though in the Imperium in the 41st millennia, but it still would look pretty badass. If you find so much of coins, you'd be like, oh, I can't use these for anything else. Might as well wear them as a coat. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna glue these little lads to their bases. That's usually not a great idea because you want to be able to take them off to do stuff on the base, but you can do that. Your warband loves loot. Nice. Wait a minute, are you a Chaos player? Hold on a minute. Oh, that smell. That damn smell of plastic glue. Yeah, I had my breakfast, I had my coffee. I got more coffee with me. Dipping bones into molten gold. Ah, that's cool. That's a really cool. That's a big thing I like about 40k and stuff, is that you should really just make it your own stuff. Make your own lore, make your own warband, or your own chapter, or your own regiment. It's fine. You paid a lot of money for this plastic. Least they can do is let you do whatever you want with it. Keto, keto, keto. Okay, I'm gonna wait until this guy. Oh, well, he's fairly stuck. There we go. So this is a classic sign that you're dealing with lower quality models. They have this low railing. Not always the case. A lot of the early plastics, especially Tyranids and others that have kind of thin body parts, they tend to have these for support, because the gaunts will stand on like 1 foot on the base, on the model, and just gluing that 1 foot in place is difficult. So sometimes they have these anyway, but giving space orcs with really flat feet these things is probably because they use the cheaper bases and they're monopose, and they want to make it easier for people to just pluck them in and start playing, even if you don't have them painted or anything. But yeah, these guys have one loose arm, loose head, and that's about it. You put the head on, you put the arm on, and you're ready to go. It's a 3-piece model, pretty simple. Assault on Blackreach was still a huge upgrade from Attack on Macragge, which was the previous starter box, which is around the time when I started playing 40k. Those had 3-piece Space Marines with the backpack, the gun, and that's it, and the body. And they had some pretty cheap Tyranid models too. I think those were even like single-piece molds, if I'm not mistaken, which is not ideal. But Assault on Blackreach was a huge upgrade. I still think the War Boss, the Orc War Boss, looks really cool in there. And I'm still very happy with the one I painted, even though I painted it over 14 years ago, which is a long time ago, of course. I'm just soaking in glue here to get it to stick. These are the lads I built on my own. I just wanted to give them bases so they have something to stand on. And then we're gonna build a couple of boys to finish my spruce. And then we're gonna paint maybe a couple of orcs too. We'll see. We'll see how far we get. Boom, 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 boom. Any ideas for these orc boys? Good question. I think I want to give them... I like the blood axes. I think that's what they're called. The ones that use camouflage. So all my previous models that I painted use camouflage. These guys are unfinished. These are also very, very old. I think I used a wash for these. So, or not even an ink, but a wash. But yeah, they're not finished painted. These had orange pants. So maybe orange pants, I don't know. But yeah, these were my latest boys. Having purple skin, no! Then you wouldn't be able to see them. That sucks. It sucks. Boom, 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 boom. That needs to be proper green skin, they do. Okay, so we have all our little bases. We have 3, 6. Oh, I forgot one guy. He was probably purple. He's probably purple skin. So, Kuka 12 a.m. Hey, Kabu. Hello. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing an early morning stream. It's partly because I really want to build models, and it's also because I want to aim for 50 hours of streaming every month. And last month I didn't hit the quota, and I still have an average that's slightly over 50 hours a month, but I want to get a couple of extra hours in. I want to hang with my friends. Also, this is a really good excuse for me to actually get shit done, because I have so many unbuilt models in my closet, which is like a nightmare. Can you do your Latanya impressions? Put your hands. Hello, it's me, Latanya. Hello, hi, hello, hello, hello. Hello, Gabu. How are you doing? Hi. I don't know if that was a good impression. I don't do that voice enough these days, so. Hello. Hi. My name is Latanya, fighting on the Diva Dawn. you Diva of Dark Souls. Anyway. Right, so let's start with the building. I don't even know if I want to do the Def Coptas, because I genuinely don't like those models. They suck. So I'm just gonna do the boys. They haven't made any new Def Coptas, to be honest. And I read somewhere that there might be like a copyright issue with them, which I don't understand. I don't know how that would be an issue, but good riddance, because they suck and I hate them. Okay, so we're gonna put the little boys. Ooh, that's a lot of cat hair flying around. Let's take the little boys and put them over here. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so basically what I want to do is I want to very slowly paint all the models I have, and the first step is of course to build all the models I have lying around, because I have a lot of like starter boxes, and I have some not war bands, but I have patrols, and I have death, no wait, not death, what are they called, kill teams. I have a bunch of kill teams lying around. I also tried to build my own dry brush palette out of like carton and a bunch of sprue parts and stuff, and it's not great. But okay, let's get started. Oh, these are knobs, I think. The slightly bigger orcs. Let's finish these little guys first. Okay, these arms are for the Def Copta. So I'm just gonna do this, and this. So remove the Copta from the equation. Away with you. Be gone. And here we go. Oh, this is not good. This is getting a bit dull, I think. But on the other hand, it actually did a pretty good job clipping off the sprues from the guns. There we go. So we can do this. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm twisting. I keep saying this all the time, but it's the best way of removing a sprue because it will naturally have the torsion happen at the thinnest point of the sprue, which is where you want to break things off anyway. So it's a pretty good technique to do to make sure you don't damage the plastic of the model. These guys you're still gonna have to do a lot of mold line removal on because they're obviously not great. They're not built very well, or rather they're not molded very well. They're pretty big models all in all. So, and since they're monopose, they're composed of fairly big parts, which means that there is a mold line that's going to be running a seam that's going to be running along the body, which we want to get rid of. So I'm going to boop. There are a lot of orc boys here, so let's see. Whoa. The good part with orcs is that you can get a little bit sloppy with the painting and it's fine. Just make sure you get the green right and the skin, and then if there's accidental paint on some weapons or something, you can just say that he painted it. That he applied some paint of his own, the orc. But yeah, I mean, if I compare this to the Skaven Blood Bowl team that I've got, which is also monopose, but I think that team is from when they started doing 3D printing-ish. The difference is insane. Hello, it's Mez. Hi. How you doing? Awesome avocado toast. My millennial brain just went into overdrive. Thank you. Thank you for the avocado. Fresh avocado toast. If you remember Fresh avocado, you're officially a boomer. Fresh avocado! Man, I miss Vine. They made some actual narratives in like 7 seconds. I made a tutorial on how to catch a snail once. It was very dramatic. 7 seconds of intense snail catching. Okay, so this little guy, well, aside from the head here, we're done with this sprue. So, boop. I'm gonna put this away. I'm gonna save this for my dry brush palette, actually. So I'm just gonna cut it into smaller pieces. Hope the music's not too loud. Let me know if it is. There we go. Okay, so in this case, first of all, oh, this is a little skull. This is a little skull I can plug into a base for some reason. I don't know why I would want to do that, but okay. Now that I made this piece smaller, it's easier to twist it around, and we can. There we go. Morning, Deagledon. Yes, Deagledon, I'm gonna murder you in Minecraft. I hate that joke. It's so boring. Everyone does it. Oh, what about Final Fantasy? It's the last fantasy, but there's so many Final Fantasy games. How come it's Final Fantasy, but it's not the last Final Fantasy? I hate you. Good morning. Now, I just want to paint some models. This is the Orc War Boss. As you can see, he doesn't really come with any accessories. He's got this big shooter, he's got a power claw, and he's got a banner or something. You love this joke? Well, Okay, we still got some boys here, I think. No, these are shooter boys, I think. Are these knobs? I don't know. I don't know why any of these are. But we're gonna build these too. So I am gonna... We'll build these afterwards. Let's build these boys too first. Okay, so let's get my trusted hobby knife out. Boop, 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 boop. And... Okay. Let me... Oaks. I don't want peace. I want murder. Killing is my hobby. Hey, how did it go? Let me find the video. It's so funny. Is it in memes? Here we go.
I don't want peace. want problems, always.
Always.
It's my hobby.
Killing is my hobby. I don't want peace. I want problems. Always. Killing is my hobby. Okay. I don't know how well you can see. I might have to get the camera settings up and change the zoom or change the focus. Okay, this seems like a decent level of focus. You want to have a knife? You can technically use... This is the biggest piece of dog shit. This is also for removing mold lines, but I don't know. I think it's not very sharp, so it doesn't really ruin your model, but I find that it's very slow. Orcs are the only ones having fun in 40k. I beg to differ. I'm pretty sure the Tyranids are having fun too. No, the Tyranids don't have emotions. They just eat. They just consume. Let's see here. Maybe the Slaaneshi demons are having fun too. I don't know. I love how the Tau freaked out because they found a dreadnought. The Tau found a dreadnought and they realized it was 7,000 years old, so it's older than their own civilization. They're like, oh my god, we're so young, we're baby. I am baby. So, okay, actually, you know what? It's not the biggest piece of dog shit. It's pretty okay. But it's specifically designed to remove mold lines. But you can just use the back of your knife. I guess I shouldn't damage my knife, and I can technically cut myself with it. So I might as well... I mean, by accident, not that I want to do that. Older and stronger. Twins they were. Oh, that's right. I forgot to find the meme. Twins they... Oh, you're getting some you're getting some candid skin. Oh, okay, let me read it. Tancred. Oh, that's right. It's an altered panel. Hello, old friend. You have awoken Tancred from a particularly good dream involving two sisters of battle. It is time for war. Twins they were. Tancred. I love Tancred. Tancred is my favorite dreadnought. God, that comic is really good. It's a Black Templar comic. Very well made. God, these mold lines are insane on this model. It really makes me appreciate the new lines so much more, because you can barely tell that there's mold lines on them. Also, episode 2 of Ranma 1/2 was really fun. I liked it a lot. Kuno's voice actor is so good, so over the top. If you haven't seen it, go watch Ranma 1/2 on Netflix. It is my childhood. I'm a boomer. So I watched it when I read it, and I watched it when I was very young, and now they're doing a remake, and it's actually pretty good. Okay, see you soon, Digulden. Are you getting breakfast? So yeah, I'm not being super careful with removing the mold lines and stuff, so I might damage some details. Okay, this is a good thing though. I can actually get in here between the arm and the leg to get some of the more hard to get mold lines, which is appreciate. Oh, look at this. Look at his crotch. Look at this guy's crotch. Yeah, you want to get rid of these ASAP, especially if you're doing any kind of dry brushing, because the dry brushing catches onto these lines like you wouldn't believe it, and it's the worst. Okay, I'm gonna say this guy is ready, more or less, for gluing. At least the body is. So let's get him a head. Let's give him some head. Should I zoom in a little bit? What if we do this? Oh, that's right. I don't have my keyboard shortcuts in this model. Okay, hold on. No. There we go. But yeah, 40k is the shizzle, my nizzle. I like 40k a lot. Is that... Oh my god. I just realized what manizzle means. I'm not gonna say that anymore. I really like 40K, and I like the setting. I don't like the prices, and I don't like the game for that matter. I don't like playing it because I suck at it. So all I got is painting and lore. Also, speaking of lore, my lore channel has popped off crazy. here's me shilling my YouTube lore channel that I just started, where the Archivist Tenebrarius, who is an old fart who hates everything, talking about the paints of the Imperium. Yeah, I'm doing like tiny shorts lore videos about the different paints of 40K or of Warhammer, among other things. Because a lot of people might not know the origin of some of the paint names and what they're named after. I mean, Mechanicus Standard Gray, pretty self-explanatory. But Drukhari something or another, like your average fan will not know what that is because obviously they only know about Specimens. Battle Brothers. Okay, well, this guy's head fit. Very nice posture there. I agree. They should probably work a little bit on their gamer sitting. Their kegels. Okay, let's get some of the mold lines off this arm. At least with Space Marines and Orcs, you can be pretty rough with the mold line removal because they have pretty big details. Other models, I can't speak, like the Drukhari or the Eldari or Eldar or whatever, they're thinner Tyranids too. So you want to be careful so you don't accidentally break something or remove too much of the model. On the other hand, Tyranids still pretty forgiving because you have so many of them. Most people aren't gonna pick up a random gaunt and look at it, and if they do, even if you spend a little bit more time on its paint job, most people are gonna be impressed because hundreds of those little creeps. I like how the math somehow works out that you get more models for the money with horde armies like Tyranids, but you also have to buy more storage space and more paint to paint them. So it's like I don't know, do you actually get more models? I figured, do you get more points? What's the point cost? What is the average, how many dollars per point? I think I used to calculate that when I bought combat patrols. Because you'd be like, okay, how many points per box, basically? How much bang for my buck do I get from this? Okay, there we go. We got a bunch of little scraps here. Now let's glue this guy together. Let's put some glue on that arm. Let's hope this arm actually sticks. Oh, it did. Okay, good. So while they're monopose, you can do some posing with, in terms of like turning their head or how they're holding the gun, like which direction. But honestly, they're not very versatile, these models. They're pretty simple, but they still look pretty good, so that's fine. Like the original Battle for McCrag. Yeah, it was Battle for McCrag and Assault on Black Reach. Now I remember. So these are Assault on Black Reach. Battle for McCrag was Tyranids and Ultramarines or Space Marines, and those models are those Space Marine models are so boring. They're like the old, very like one part only Marine models that have their guns clutched to their chests. They look kind of goofy. They're not very dynamic. I think the only one that's doing anything special is the Sergeant, who's like holding up his power sword or his chain sword. So it's not great. Stick, damn you. No, it's not sticking. Older and stronger. Guess I'm gonna use some glue at the bottom here too. This base is from 1992, or at least it's copyright 1992. Okay, show of hands. Who here was alive in 1992? Can you believe this is retro? I refuse to believe it. I refuse. I refuse it. Dum 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 chuk 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 dum dum chuk 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 dum 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 chuk 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 chuk. You were born in 1992. Oh my God. Ermagerd. Chung 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 chuk chuk chung 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 chik 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 chung. Okay, this guy's done. Let's move on to the next one. This is probably not super interesting to watch, removing mold lines, but it's a really crucial part. A lot of people don't like it. Personally, the part I don't like the most is gluing together models that don't fit well. Because I'm pretty bad at using green stuff. And if you're new to modeling, green stuff is basically a putty, pardon me, that sort of hardens over time. Sometimes it's a composite of two materials that put together become this model putty, and you use it to fill in holes or to add details and stuff in your model. And I've never been good at using it. I've never been able to do it properly. So I hate it when models show up and they have these huge holes in them. Looking at you, Kingdom Death. Kingdom Death is amazing, all things considered, because it's like one guy's passion project that he worked for years on, and he actually delivered on it, which I never thought would happen. Because me and my friend, we went halfsies on Kingdom Death back when it was first released on Kickstarter, and then I think it took like 3 or 4 years before it delivered. And boy howdy did it deliver. I mean, there's gaps in the models, in the molds, because he had to go through a slightly cheaper Chinese option. But they're still beautiful, and the rules are good, and the setting is great, and it's got some really hot models, hot mamacita models that I like. So Kingdom Death is cool. I like it. It's fun to play on stream too. I should get back to that. I need to relearn the rules. I love when the world turned upside down and all of my hunters died because they were slightly insane and they fell off the face of the planet. Good game. Oh no, my nail is breaking. I need to cut my nails. My cocaine nail, my coke nail. Okay, this guy doesn't have that bad of a mold line problem, I think. I got most of it. Okay, yeah, let's get his head. You were born in 1992. Oxide, please. You are like a baby to me. Okay, let's first see if this arm fits, because some of these arms... Oh, nope, that's not a good arm for him. Some of these arms are actually... There we go, this is a better arm. They don't fit that well with certain molds. And it's fine if it's a loose fit, that's one thing. But the problem is if you go for a loose fit, you will get one arm that just won't stick at all, because then the hole is too the hole is too small. So you can still fix it if you cut off this little thing poking out. You can still put on any arm, but it's good for extra support, because you will be treating your boys rough. It's a common thing when you have a horde army is that you just take them all up in a big pile and just shove them around. And if you're playing, you eventually your models might have some breakage going on. That's ancient. Deaglin, you're ancient. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, man. Shut your mouth. Okay, let's see here. Just gonna get the mold line at the back of his head here. Very cleverly hidden. And we got number 2. He's ready. You're from 1991. You are still like babies unto me. I am 63 levels of irony removed from you. I shouldn't do a lot of voices now because my throat actually hurts a little bit from yesterday. I think you missed the Ranma talk. Yes, so Ranma One Half, my childhood anime, my manga, actually one of the first animes I watched. I got some friends bootleg videotapings of the English dub. So they were the video quality was really crap, and it was the English dub, which I hated. It's a bit censored, yeah. They're not showing the nipples. There's not quite the same level of nudity that was in the original one, but it's because standards have changed. I think it's also Netflix sponsored, and I think Netflix just doesn't want to have to go through all the trouble of censoring stuff later on. Yeah, but that was in the 90s, bro. That was in the 90s. 90s was different. They didn't have any problems with nipples in the 90s. But they were still not very detailed, I think, or maybe that was just a poor quality of the animation. But yeah, I used to read manga, the manga. My sister complains, so it's not just the guys. No, it's fine. It's okay. It was detailed, yeah. But I really like Ranma. It meant a lot to me when I was growing up. It has a lot of problems. I think Rumiko Takahashi is free the nipples. I mean, yeah, I get it. I think it's silly, but I think it's just Netflix wants to the least amount of work, post animation work, to make it viewable everywhere. I think some countries will probably not want to show it if it has nipples in it. But yeah. Rumiko Takahashi's really she's a great idea maker, but she falls into flat characterization pretty easily. Most of her characters are really extreme, so they're kind of hard to break out of the mold. And also her stories are way too long, I feel. Like Ranma had 42 volumes, and honestly, you can't really milk. Wait, was it 42? No, 36 maybe. 35. You can't really milk that concept for too long. It gets a little old. And it had like zero plot progression. It was just like villain of the week. Ranma has to train. Ranma gets beaten. Ranma gets stronger. There we go. And every now and then it got better. They even censored the butt crack. It looks very weird. Yeah, I thought it looked pretty cute actually. I thought it was cute. Okay, what was that sound? Oh, that was just the end. That was the end of one audio file. Come on. Yes, continue watching. There we go. The coming of chaos. Oh, that's right. I'm not on my... Hold on. I'm not on my YouTube premium account. Hold on. Bloop. There we go. It's fine. I didn't watch Ranma for the nudity. Okay, 50% for the nudity. I really like Ryoga. I really like Shampoo. They're my two favorite characters. But I am very excited that we're gonna get Asusa Shiratori and hold on, Mikado Sanzenin. They are the ice skating duo. They skipped the ice skating in the original anime, which made me very upset because it's one of my favorite arcs. I think the entire tournament on skating is really, really good. And they just skipped that in the anime for some reason, which I thought was really weird. I think the anime skipped a lot in the story, and it invented new stuff, like the freaking ninja. The ninja assistant to the Kuno family. I don't even remember his name. Also voiced by the same guy who did Ranma's voice, by the way. You can tell because that ninja has almost the same voice as Usopp, and Usopp's voice actor is Ranma. So, but yeah, he's got some pretty versatile voice acting. But that ninja is anime only. In the manga, you had this gloomy guy who would nail voodoo dolls to the wall and stuff. Oh, they got almost a whole original cast. That is so cool. The German. They did the same with the Japanese ones. Ranma's dad, Genma, he is voiced by the guy who voices Brook in One Piece, which I don't think is the original voice actor of Genma. I think he might be dead, actually. But he does a really good job at imitating his cadence and stuff. I think he does a great job. I think Akane and Rama definitely the original VAs. Nabiki and Kasumi too, especially Nabiki. She sounds exactly the same. It's been like 30 years and she sounds the same. It's crazy. These voice actors are so good. And I think Rama, Akane, Kasumi, and Nabiki, and Shampoo, I think those girls formed like a little band and they made some songs, and they sang in one of the OVAs. Oh man, Rama died. That's very unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, age gets to you, or maybe it was an accident, but that's unfortunate with voice actors. I like that the lady who does Luffy in One Piece, she has selected a potential replacement just in case she dies, because she's really old. Oh, he was only 22? Holy shit. When he died? How young was he when he recorded? Did he die from a disease or something? Or an accident? Yeah, Luffy's voice actress, she did Krillin in One Piece. I mean Dragon Ball 2. She's great. I love her. Such a ball of energy. You can't even tell that she's like over 80 or something. It's crazy. Some people like to drill their gun barrels. I don't, because I don't have a good drill. My nails keep breaking. Sucks. I can't have longer nails while in Warhammer. It's unfortunate. But yeah, Usopp is Ranma. And Akane, I don't know what else she's done. Female Ranma's voice actress, I think she did like Pidgeotto in Pokemon. She hasn't done a lot of voices. I think she's sort of retired from voice acting. I really love her voice. Female Ranma's voice is so good. The OVAs are so good. The Christmas Party one is always going to be one of my absolute favorites because it's so sweet. And it was the first time I realized that everyone has snow during Christmas, because it's like just slightly cold in Japan during Christmas and dry. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Do, 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 do. Keep the fall in love. Pulmonary embolism. Aw, man. That sucks. That sucks. I'm sorry. Okay, this guy doesn't need any glue. Cool, for his base. Okay, we got 3 of them. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. And then we got some knobs. And then we're gonna move on to painting. Oh my god, we've been going for almost an hour already. Holy crap. Holy crap, Lois. Maybe I won't do the knobs today. Maybe I'll actually paint an orc. But I just realized I did not put out things in preparation for painting, so I might have to do that. It will be pretty quick though. And I will paint one of the already primed one, like an old prime model. So I'm gonna use Slap Chop, because Slap Chop works pretty well on orcs. I think Slap Chop works well on anything that has a lot of crevices, not a lot of big flat surfaces, which of course would be the sword, I mean the chain, whatever it is in this case, but I think it'll be fine anyway, because we're gonna do metal on that one. Ah, my nose is itching. Okay, this stupid cold, I'm never gonna be rid of it. Hello, Zarsek. How are you doing? Hello. Hello. Keep to fall in love. Darling, just for you, I wanna know. Da, 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 da. Eggman won. He has 20 gay fuck sons. Hello, how are you?
Wog! Wog! We's gonna show them boys.
What? Hello, SW05. How are you doing? How are you?
We's gonna show them boys. We's gonna make them crumpin'. Orcs are made for fighting and winning. I'm Space Marine.
We're building some old Assault on Black Reach orcs. I've had them laying around forever, so that's what we're doing.
Oh, that was pretty good. Whoa, what? You's coming here telling me I was do a pretty good orc voice? We's gonna stomp at him. We's gonna stomp at him, kill him. I'm the biggest, so I'm the boss.
A true orc. I love orcs. They're just having a good time. Do dee dee da rum da da dee dee do lol what? Oh, the old orkies. Yeah, I also got some Tyranids from some Gaunts from Battle for Macragge. Is that third? No, that's 4th edition, right? And I think Assault on Blackreach is 5th or 6th edition. So these are still amazingly well sculpted models when they came out. Sorry for sounding like I'm in puberty, but my voice isn't doing great because I did a 5-hour almost stream of Final Fantasy IV yesterday. So I did a lot of voice acting, which is not great for my throat. Oh, I should turn on my humidifier. I'm dumb. Okay, here's the glue. Yeah, these are very old orkies. They have the Defcoptas, and quite frankly, I hate them. I hate the Defcoptas. I hated them when they came out, and I hate them now because they are meant to break. They are a horrible design with giant rotor blades that just break off. You can't store them anywhere. They're ugly, and they're not even that good, I think, if I recall. They're kind of shit. Okay, well, this is a good arm for this guy, so let's get the mold lines in this guy too. So I'm actually using the official Games Workshop mold line remover thingy, which I honestly thought was crap, but it's not that bad, you know. It's pretty fast. It gets into all the nooks and crannies, and it doesn't cut quite the same way that my hobby knife does. That's good. For the last couple of years, I've more used my hobby knife for opening letters. Chaos Terminator back. Spikes on models. I hate them. I hate them almost as much as I hate banners. Banners, like, they are just they no. Or like the little radio transmitters on Vox casters that just break because it's a model that fits into your usual 35mm storage foam, but the freaking Voxcaster antenna just always, all the time. I hate it. You should magnetize them. But yeah, I mean, at least I'm not playing Drukhari. They're just like, they're designed to break. Is it Drukhari or just Drukhari? Drukhari sounds like a Latin term, like Skitarii or octopi.
We's made for crumpin'. I's got this big shooter.
Okay, this guy I need to glue. Still call him Dark Elder, yes. I mean, I do too. Imperial Guard, Dark Elder. I love that the only reason they renamed all their armies, and 100% this is the reason, is because they couldn't copyright the term Eldar or Dark Eldar. It was too generic. And they couldn't copyright the term Imperial Guard because it was too generic. So they went, okay, well, what about the Astra Militarum? Like, okay. I mean, sure, that's the in-lore name, technical in-lore name for them, but they've been the Imperial Guard forever. But nope, that's not what we're going to call them anymore. We're going to call them the Astra Militarum. It's stupid, but it's also copyright reasons. And Games Workshop, if nothing else, they want to make money. Money. Look at all this plastic here. It was raining a lot. I don't know. I don't hear if it's still raining, but maybe you'll catch some rain in the background of my stream. I am super excited, by the way, because my channel's gotten over 3,500 views, I think. Let me see here. Keep to fall in love, darling. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Let me see here. Yeah, 3,513 views. That's crazy. It's been up for 3 days. I'm gonna play you my favorite video. Hold on, let me get the browser. Browser. Let me turn off the camera for a second. Oh wait, no, this is actually in front of the camera. Hold on. Yeah, they make so many stupid decisions. I agree, 100%. They're dumb. Here. Oh, why is the audio not working? Hold on.
As drab and utilitarian as a Martian's tech priest's grim. Mechanicus Standard Grey. A shade as drab and utilitarian as a Martian's tech priest's grim wardrobe. Named for the Adeptus Mechanicus itself, this color reflects the cold, no-nonsense aesthetics of Mars, where function is sanctified and form is utterly neglected. A popular base for Imperial war machines, armor, and fortifications, it promises to deliver nothing more than simple, industrial utility.
I said
Much
industrial,
like the
I'm so dumb.
serve the Omnissiah, this paint is entirely reliable, but devoid of any semblance of joy. You'll find it on everything from Lehman Russ battle tanks to the bleak garb of cog-minded priests, delivering a steadfast coat that refuses to falter. Mechanicus Standard Grey, where artistry goes to die and practicality reigns supreme, just as the Omnissiah intended.
Throwing shade on the Adeptus Mechanicus. But yeah, they had a very brief period in 2017 where they actually were making really good decisions. When the Primaris came out and they were engaging with their online community, and like they were taking in a lot of feedback, and they were really trying to, I think they fired their entire board, and they just came in with a lot of cool new fresh ideas, and then they just reverted back to how they were. So for that brief period of time, I was actually pretty hopeful. They were progressing the plot. Yeah, the community makes so much good content. Like, I was, okay, actual confession here, hot take. I wasn't a big fan of the Emperor, if the Emperor had text-to-speech, because it's not exactly my kind of humor. But they were making some solid content. But I think they got like a cease and desist or something from Games Workshop, so they just went like, screw it, we're not doing this anymore. Like, they had a good thing going. This kind of content makes more people want to buy their stuff. I don't think it's bad. It's just not my kind of humor. Go on. I think it's a little too shouty, I think. Which is, it makes it a little difficult to follow. Oh man, I would have loved to play Battlefield Gothic. They did get a PC game, or 2 PC games actually, and I think the second game is pretty okay. Stati's animation. Oh yeah, but I think they actually started working for GW because they have some Warhammer TV stuff, and I think that was done by the people who made the Astartes animation. It's very, very good, the Astartes animation. I like it a lot. Oh my goodness! Ghost Agent 47? Agent 47, 1988. Agent 47, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to assassinate the entire board of Games Workshop and take over Citadel Miniatures. It was only one guy, yeah. Oh yeah, I haven't watched it, but I saw some clips from one of the TV ones where a soldier is talking with a commissar, and the commissar explains the burden of being raised in the Progenita? Scola Progenita, is that what they're called? The school for like imperial orphans whose parents died in the line of service. And it was pretty cool. Like he's executed 50 men. Problem is at GW, like many corporations, see anything and everything to do as a product for sale, which means that many of their decisions making is taken over by investors and C-suite managers, not actual hobby enthusiasts. Yes, it's so true. Just for fun. Yeah, it's so true. Like profit is the common denominator, and I think like I absolutely think that if GW didn't have their staff helping young people get addicted, I mean, getting into the hobby, 40K would have died such a long time ago. Warhammer in general, because a big part of it is like I think the stores always offer a really welcoming community where you can sit and paint and learn techniques and stuff from the staff, which I think is a really good thing. But yeah, their IP, law IP protection team are horrible. I hate them. They're also pretty bad at appealing to a wider audience. They've tried to, but Wrath and Glory is... I haven't read 2nd edition Wrath and Glory, or Wang. I only read the 1st edition. I am not impressed. I don't think it stands... Or 1st edition at least, didn't hold a candle, is that what you call it? To Death Watch or Dark Heresy or Only War. Like Fantasy Flight Games is role-playing games. Hello, Lufina Bina, how are you? Who is worse, Games Workshop or Nintendo? Nintendo. By far Nintendo. Nintendo is the worst. They are so horrible. I will always tell the story that in the European Union actually sued Nintendo for like, what are you even talking about? Talking about. I'm talking about Warhammer. Stardust and Zodas brought more fans to GW than anything on Warhammer Plus, and they still killed it. Yeah, they don't understand their fan base. But Nintendo had a cartel with Bersala, which was a distributor, at least in Northern Europe, for Nintendo games. So that meant that you had to sell their games at the prices Nintendo set. If you didn't, if you sold them for cheaper, you'd actually be kept out of new releases, and you'd have to wait longer to get newer games released. So they basically controlled the market, and Nintendo hates secondhand game markets. They don't want people to sell games that they own. They've never wanted that. They hated it so much. But there's nothing they could do about it. But Nintendo just, they're evil. They're very harsh. I think Games Workshop is close, but not quite. Starties and Sodas brought more fans too. Yeah. But Games Workshop doesn't care. They're just gonna raise their prices. As soon as their sales go down, they just raise their prices. It's the classic GW. That's why I thought it was such a good thing when they when they had Gilliman, Rawboat Girly Man, wake up, and they have the Primaris introduced, because it was some kind of progression with the lore, right? They actually changed the feel of battle a little bit. They improved things, and then they just didn't anymore. Then the plot just froze again. Especially when it comes to certain Xenospecies. It's like, I don't think the Tau has gotten much in terms of lore for like 4 editions or something at least. Yeah, they don't even want you to keep the games. It's crazy that you're paying for a game that you now own and you're not allowed to play it anymore. That to me is bizarre. It's bazonkadonk. It's the worst level of Japanese copyright protection. Then you get some companies like Square Enix who are like, well, here's all our music. We'll put it on YouTube. And I mean, Square Enix have their own faults. If they didn't have Final Fantasy XIV, I'm pretty sure they would have had to file for bankruptcy at this point. 14 is literally carrying them. But yeah. They are done with console exclusives. Because the fact that they kept Final Fantasy 16 and 7 Remake on console for so long meant that they suffered huge financial losses. Because people didn't buy them because nobody has a PS5. They got the NFTs. Oh yeah. That's because companies are stupid. It's being run by a bunch of old people who don't understand the world. NFTs are good actually, Just wait until GW introduces NFTs. Unique Space Marine models that only you can have, except they make thousands of them. Could you make NFTs out of painted Space Marines? Yeah, they expect like 200 million sold copies. That's big. Yeah. They're pretty bad at changing. Hello, Eventide. Welcome to the stream. Investors got to be the stupidest people in existence. Hey now. Wait, hold on. I'm missing a head. I guess I'm ahead of the competition. I am missing a head. What the heck? Am I missing 2 heads? 5 head. Hold on. Oh, porcelain. That's not good. Ferris Manus was also ahead of his competition. You could say that he foresaw great things ahead of him. Company just has to say AI and the investors will be drooling. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Let me help you get ahead in life. Wait, I am missing heads. What the frick? Okay, let me see here. I'm being scammed. I've been scammed. My hand. Where's my hand? I had it right here. Where's my hand? Oh no. Did I put it on my... Did I put the heads on this thing? This is my beginning of well, these are old knob bits that I don't think these... No, these are gluable pieces. Weird. No head. Oxide, please. There are children watching. That is no good. What the fuck is that? That is my, this is the beginning of my dry brush palette. I made my own. So what you do is, I'm gonna put some more stuff on here, and then you prime it. Or you get a primer, and you prime it black, and then you can dry brush on it. Space Marines refuse to give head. That is gay, brother. Brother, what are you doing? Why are you giving me head, brother? That is gay, brother. Brother! Okay, I don't actually know. Let me open my bit box, see if I have any orc heads in it. I don't think I do. Let me show you my bit box. This thing I've had for quite a while. We have bolsters, we have banners, we have grenades and stuff, old scouts, meltas and plasma guns, plasma pistols, bolt pistols, jetpacks. Brother, I am in need of a blumpkin. It's not gay if the power boots and power fists stay on. Exactly. Yeah, but why? Because you can dry brush. You can practice your dry brushing on it and get rid of paint with it. Backpacks, shoulder pads, arms, stuff, auto cannons for Terminators. We got I mean, we don't got orc heads, but we got chaos. We got marine heads here. Skeleton for some reason. Damaged legs. Parts of a Gundam. Parts of a rhino, I think. More jetpacks. Brother. That is gay, brother. Oh, I got like weird. I think these are Dark Angel things. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I should just put a marine head on the orc. You know what? It's okay. We'll use this last head. There's 2 orcs that don't have heads. That's fine. That's fine. We'll put this head on this orc and we'll call it a day. It's 2 models. It's no big deal. They can be used for practicing painting with later. Oh, I love the Imperial Guard. Oh, they're so good. Stern. The Emperor asks only one thing of us. That we die standing or something. I'm gonna play his speech because Stern is a brother. Brother, I am hit, but in the way Aoi Todo from JJK says it. I haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen actually. Helmut stays on during the purging. Did you guys know that there are actually cat people in Warhammer? There are human cat people, furries, literally furries in Warhammer. Can you believe it? If you believe it, Naruto, believe it. Wait, there's no gun arm here either. I should be able to fix that though. Hold on. Come on, Ninja Clan, understand. Sasuke, Naruto, I'm on my way. Naruto, it'll be okay. The felonids, yeah. You saw the funny YouTube video? Yeah, they're technically allowed. But some people don't like them because they're mutants. Oh yeah, here we go. Orc arm. Let me play this stern speech. I love that like all the Imperial Guard in Winter Assault were then executed for heresy.
Although the golden throne of Terra orbits a distant star, far from here, the Emperor's hand is on your shoulders today. You have fought and displayed bravery and loyalty far and above your calling as guardsmen.
Rats,
You have faced
rats.
the full brunt of an orc war, as well as stared down the horrors of the warp in the fallen Space Marines. And in that, I am honored to have led you. Our task remains, however. There is still work to be done. The Titan is ours, but its machine spirit is injured. The Titan crew is in place, leaving us to defend the Titan while the crew brings its armaments online. For that, we need energy to power the weapon systems. Now go! The fight is far from over!
Wait, that wasn't the speech I thought it was gonna be. Hold on. There we go. This is the one.
The Titan's excavation crew is landing along with reinforcements. If I were a suspicious man, I'd call their timing too good.
I told them to hold off until we bested the Necrons. There was no reason to lead more into the slaughter without the Titan's weapons operational.
Indeed, it is a day to be proud, General. Your men perform better than any guardsman unit I've encountered.
Thank you. But our work
That's
is
great
not
praise from a
done.
chaplain, actually.
There are still pockets of orc resistance across Lorne 5. We must protect the repair crews. And nurse the Titan back to health.
Still, it was an honor to fight alongside you. Barring my space marines, I could not have asked for better.
To each of us falls a task, and all the Emperor requires of us guardsmen is that we stand the line and we die fighting. It is what we do best. We die standing.
We die standing. It's what we do best. It's such a horrible thing to say. It's what we do best. We die standing. What a bleak and horrible universe the 40k universe is. All the Emperor asks of us is that we hold the line and we stand. That's what we do best. We die standing. I'm the giant rat that makes all of the rules. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. Okay, these two boys, they're ahead of the pack. They don't have any head. No head. Okay, so we're gonna paint an orc, I think. Let me see. Oh, this is a knob. Huh. Let's not paint a knob. I don't want to paint a knob. This guy doesn't have an arm. What the hell? What the hell? This guy does though. Hold on. These are all knobs. What the heck? I thought I had normal boys here too. Oh, these are.
Log.
Okay, that's surprising. Yeah, these are knobs. These are not orcs. They're bigger. Okay, well, we'll paint a knob then. Okay, this guy, left guy, or right guy? Which one do you prefer? Which one should I paint? Grim Derp. I love it. Rats, rats, we are the rats, celebrating yet another birthday batch. Michael, it's your birthday today. Cake and ice cream is on its way, and Michael's been a good boy this year. Open up your gifts, and they all cheer. Left or right? Left or right? Left or right? Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna move this while we're figuring out. Michael's been a good boy this year. Open up your cake. Open up your gifts, then we all cheer. Michael, it's your birthday today. Cake and ice cream is on its way, and Michael's been a good boy this year. Where's my palette? Where's my wet palette?
Where is it? Where is it? Where's it?
Best Batman ever.
Where's it?
Kill I suggest we kill Batman. Or maybe I should paint a rat. I could paint a Blood Bowl player, but I won't. I do have rat models though. Here's my wet palette. Pendulette, my wet palette.
I love you, dog.
He's such a violent man.
I love you, dog.
Let's pour a little bit of water. Oh god, wow, it just soaked straight. Okay, you know what? Let's pour all the water into this thing. It just soaks right in. I love it.
I love you, dog.
That's a lot of water. That's okay though. That's okay. We also have a dry palette over here. I just gotta go get some more water, and then I'll paint.
Bow. 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 Bow.
Wow. I'm just gonna go get some water for painting, and then I'm gonna paint. We'll see how it goes. This guy missing. Oh no, there was just a thing on him. Okay, be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hello, my cat almost jumped onto the paint, but he didn't, so it's all good. No rats! No! No! Okay, let me get rid of stuff. Let's move it away. Let's see here. Hobby knife is going away. Here we go. Make some space. Bio Titan. No, 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 no. That was my introduction to Venture Brothers, by the way. It's so funny. Let's see here. Tanks. No, 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 no. Go. Gotta make room. Black Legion. My pints. Okay, I need I'm gonna use a, let's see here, we got Wraithbone. It's good. We're gonna use that as a warmer white. Screaming Skull though, pretty much the same color, I think. I think Screaming, no, actually, let's see here, white. Here we go. So we're gonna begin by dry brushing this guy. We're gonna do the slap chop because I'm lazy. So Screaming Skull and Wraithbone. Wraithbone is a little lighter, but I think Wraithbone and matte white might be good. So we're gonna do that. So we'll begin with Wraithbone. Hope this hasn't dried up. Oh shit, it has. Hold on. I might not be able to use this. It's very, ooh, yeah, it's very old. This is dried up. Can't use this anymore. So let's go with Screaming Skull. Yeah, this is a better sound. It's got a little metal ball in it to help mix things up. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Oh, that's the good. That's the stuff. Here we go. And we take a dry brush. Bum, 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 bum. We get some paint on it. And then we dab a little bit here. We do some dabbing. Get rid of most of the excess paint. No. Maybe I put a little too much water on the wet palette. I don't know. Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, whatever. Here we go. It's good if it's a little bit wet, because then you don't get the streaks. Usually connect with dry brushing. You want to make big, soft strokes. But not so strong that you get into all the crevices and stuff. Can hardly be called dry brushing. This is more like base coating. Oxide being horny on main? Perish the thought. ever. Yeah, this is a victory. Stern's theme. This is the victory theme, I think. Yeah, we're not really getting access to... Oh, what do you know? The arm actually moved. Huh? Oh, that's good. Hold on. Let me pull his arm off. There we go. Would you look at that? Oh, it's got some mold lines left on his axe, but it's okay. The reason we want a warmer white for this is because most of it is going to be like fabrics and leather and stuff, and skin. And what isn't is probably going to be metal, so that doesn't really matter because the metal does a pretty good job at covering. Because we're not gonna use a wash for the metal, obviously, but we're gonna use a wash for most, or a contrast paint for most of the other stuff. And the contrast is pretty transparent, so we want it to be fairly... We wanted to go through with a warm undertone to show skin and like organic material. If you want inorganic material, it's better to go with like a more cold white, like a bluish white, or like just a pale white. This is more of an eggshell white, which is better for flesh and stuff. More organic. So I'm being pretty sloppy. That's why it's a slap chop, because I'm not really taking the time. But this is a knob, so obviously I'm gonna spend a little bit more time on this guy than I would on a boy. But still not a lot of time spent on this guy because he's just one of many. Showing skin? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm showing skin. Oh, the orc? Yeah, I mean, he's not ashamed. Orcs don't have a concept of shame.
Orcs don't understand concept of shame. Human concept's quite strange to orcs. Orcs like crumping.
But yeah, as you can see, even though I've been pretty thorough, there's still quite a lot of shadow left on this guy, which is great, because that's gonna help give some natural shading when I apply the washes. So I don't have to go through and do that, or the contrast again, sorry. Keep mixing up my terminology. Means I don't have to do that much post work later. There we go. You can also, if you base coat with Wraith Bone, which is a base coat that Citadel sells, you can use a washed out Black Templar or Black Legion or Black Templar contrast. Wash it out a little bit with a medium, and then you can basically use that to get some nice natural shading on the model before you start using other paints. Because if you wash it out, it will go into the crevices more, and then you can use a cotton swab to dab away at some of the more open areas, so you don't get a lot of paint there. Yeah. Best part with dry brushing is that most of the paint dries up. Oh, yeah. Well, there goes the camera. Give me a second. Just gonna finish this guy's arm, and then I'll get the camera going again. I think it might be because the computer doesn't supply enough power to through the USB to my phone. might be the issue. I am not entirely sure. I could lower it to 30 frames per second because right now I think it's at 60 frames per second, which is a lot. Okay, come on, dude. Let me finish so I can... Orcs are very selfish. They don't let you finish as soon as they're done. They're done. Okay, hold on. No. Come on. Okay, there we go. I should probably glue his arm in place though. I'm a little upset that I didn't at some point, but fuck it, we'll do it. Which means I can do a little bit of dry brushing here too. Just a little bit. Get some of the edges. Already we got a lot more detail on this guy, which is great. Hello, Greenskin Paladin.
Warg! We's made for fighting and crumping and killing. Orcs are made for fighting and killing.
We're just doing a little paint of this guy. We're doing slap chop-esque sort of painting. I'm gonna close this screaming skull. We're gonna let him dry for a little bit, and then we're gonna get the white on. And I absolutely detest Games Workshop's white paints. The pure white of Corex white and stuff. They just, as soon as you break the seal of it, ooh, I spilled a bunch of water. As soon as you break the seal of Games Workshop's whites, it's just a ticking clock. Hello, Kukitskika. I am painting an orc knob. This guy over here, I'm painting him. Rarg. How you doing? Good morning. Let me see here. I forgot to bring in household paper. I don't really have any paper. So I could technically just dry the brush on my shirt, which I just did. I always wear clothes that it doesn't matter too much if they get paint on them. Okay, where did I put my glue? Hold on. Where did I put the glue? Oh glue, wherefore art thou? Here we go. Orc knob. Shut up, Oxide. Shut up. So knobs are nobles. I think it comes from like the British slang term for noble, and they're like the sort of mid tier layer. Bjorn just dry brushes on the hand. Oh really? He's crazy. Bjorn is insane. Orcs are cool, awesome, and red makes things go. Yes. You are so right. Red makes things go faster. Purple makes things less visible. They got... Oh my god, his head fell off too. That's crazy. Hold on. His head fell off. I guess I didn't glue this guy at all when I built him. These are old orcs from Attack on Black Reach, which was, I think, 5th or 6th edition starter box. So they're pretty old. 12 years, I think. At least 12 years, probably older. Maybe 14 years, I'm not sure. But they were still a huge step up from Battle for My Crag. Yeah, Assault on Black Reach. This is Assault on Black Reach. And then Battle for My Crag was the previous starter box, which was Ultramarines and Tyranids. And they were kind of crap. But these orcs were, for a starting box, they were surprisingly well done. But they're monopose, which means that they only come with like a couple of pieces that you put together. If you get like a standard box of orcs, they will probably have separate arms, heads, torsos, and legs, so you can post them a little bit more. But yeah, Warhammer is fun. If you can save money, save money. Don't buy too many paints like I did, because if you do, they'll dry before you can use them all. Okay, we're gonna get a smaller dry brush now. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. And now we're gonna dry brush on the white. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to paint. I have a buck ton of paints, but most of them have dried out. But my suggestion is buy a box of the cheapest models per buck. Like, so you can get as many models as possible as a starter box or something like that. and just try it out if you want to start painting, because it's gonna suck in the beginning. You're gonna make mistakes and stuff like that, and there are some things you can do to easily avoid some of the early mistakes. For example, you want to prime your models, which means that you want to put a kind of paint. Warhammer tech support would cause me to jump into warp. Of course they would. They'd send you to the wrong planet, and they would deny they ever made a mistake. But like, as you can see, this guy was painted black in the beginning, and I used something called a Vallejo primer. Oh my god, thank you, Unachu. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Frogregation. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Vallejo primer, I prefer this over the spray. Primer paint is different than the normal paint because it sticks better to the pure plastic. Because if you don't prime your model, the paint that you use will probably fall off. Be talking for like 30 minutes. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really happy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Welcome. Happy to see you join. So what we're going to do now, this is called the slap chop. So we are going to take some white paint. I'll actually put it over here on the wet palette. Because now we've dry brushed this guy with a warm eggshell white, which is going to be for flesh and stuff like that. And now we're going to top that with some white to do some edges. We're going to edge a little bit. We all know how much edging sucks. So edge highlighting is always the worst. But now we're going to be even gentler and just kind of get all the stuff that stands out on the model. It needs an edge highlight. So he's going to get a little bit more white on places that stand out, which is going to serve as a sort of a highlight on the model. We want to be really gentle and only catch the raised areas on the model. Dry brushing is a good technique in general. It sometimes can make a surface look not very organic. It can look a little bit, what do you say, dotted, which doesn't look great. So you got to be careful when you do it. Because you would need to spend 3 hours to do stuff. Yeah, I mean, you have to recite the incantation to begin the revivification of the sacred toaster, and then you know, all kinds of stuff. But this is a good technique if you want to paint a lot of models very quickly, especially if they have a lot of uneven surfaces, because dry brushing works the best when you're working over uneven surfaces. If you paint Space Marines, dry brushing is not always a very good technique. It can be okay, depending on the results you want, but it's not always the optimal choice. Recently discovered the hobby store nearby, and there's so many minis. My favorite army is Necrons. I've been eyeing them. Oh, there's actually a good starter box, Necrons versus Space Marines, and I think everyone should paint Space Marines at some point because it is good training in terms of edging and stuff. Because Space Marines are they're often used. You can probably find someone to buy a box with, and they can take the Space Marines and you can take the Necrons if you want. Although usually it's the other way around. People want to get rid of the Space Marines to keep the other models. But the Primaris Marines are actually really nice. I like them. They were introduced as more realistic proportions for Space Marines, but they don't have all the same units that exist for the smaller heroic scale Space Marines. So that's still being done. But I understand why they didn't, because that would probably tick off a lot of people if they suddenly were not able to use their old models anymore. And they also have a lot of models in stock that they need to sell before they can do the switch. So they're thinking ahead. Yeah, you want to catch all the edges with the white, which is a brighter color than the eggshell that we just used, which is going to give him sort of a good natural shading. We don't have to do that afterwards. Okay, I would say this guy is done enough. Hold on, let me get some. Oh, that was a little too much white on. Oh well, it's okay. Doesn't matter. Okay, this guy is already got some pretty good highlighting going on. I think I missed some of his mold lines on his pants, but it's too late to fix that now. That's okay. Doesn't matter. Let's clean the dry brush a little bit. But yeah, if you want to play Warhammer, I would strongly recommend 40k over Fantasy. 40k, you can paint less models. There's one version of the game called Kill Team, which is actually really, really good. Let me go get some of my models to show. Hold on. Let's see here. I found my old skeletons. They look like shit. I had a fantasy army once. So here are some of the stuff I painted over the years. I got a lot of models. I'm going to show them a little bit, talk about them. So here is my current Space Marine chapter color. These are the Solid Fists. They are a Black Templar successor chapter, which means that they broke off from the Black Templars and rejoined the Imperium's Codex Astartes, because the Black Templars don't follow the Codex Astartes. They believe it is... They split off from the Imperial Fists, which was a compromise to get the Imperial Fists to rejoin the Imperium, because they almost had a civil war after the Horus Heresy, because Rogol Dorn, the Primarch of the Imperial Fists, didn't agree with Robo Guilliman. So the Black Templars was a compromise. So a lot of the Crimson Fists became Imperial Fists became Black Templars. But these guys, the Solid Fists, they are coming back to the Imperium, and they have black painted hands because of they have committed a grievous sin. So they have rejoined the Imperium and followed the Codex Astartes. So this is my own custom chapter. I painted this guy, this Orc War Boss, a long time ago. I think I painted him in 2010. So he's pretty old. I added some yellow to give a good contrast, and there's some camo on his pants. And then here is my Adeptus Mechanicus figures. I painted these maybe 5 years ago, I think. 5 or 6 years ago. I really like how they came out. I like the... I think this is actually the same... I think this is the Screaming Skull that I have on the inside of the cloaks. It's very nice. But yeah. There's a lot of... But these are Kill Team models, I think. So Kill Team is a good mini, which is a compromise because it allows... Oh, I forgot to highlight one thing. Hold on. Or edge highlight a thing. But Kill Team is a good starting because the models are of higher quality than your average 40k army. They are all unique. And they have like cool designs and stuff. Oh, camera went again. Hold on. It's because my PC doesn't like it. Doesn't like my camera. Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna start using. Now you're gonna see the magic happen because now we're gonna start using a wash. This is a base brush. We don't want the base brush. We want contrast. The glaze brush. It's a glaze brush. So let's get a green. Let's get a good green for his flesh. And I'm thinking the thing with orcs is that the older they get, the darker their skin gets. So some really old orcs have really dark green skin, and knobs would obviously have darker skin than non-knobs, than boys, because they've been around for longer. So I'm thinking either orc flesh, although that's a little bit basic, or dark angel green, although that's maybe a little too dark. I also have my favorite, which is Plaguebringer flesh, or Plaguebearer flesh or something. I don't remember what it's called. But let's go with orc. Let's go with orc flesh, because I mean it's in the name, right? Let me shake it a little bit. So we're gonna start with his skin. Let's see first. Yeah, this is a good green. I don't think we need to wash this out any. Let me just apply this contrast paint to this guy. You can use quite a lot of it because it looks really good. Man, if I had this stuff when I first started painting, I would have probably painted more. It flows really well. It gets into the crevices. I hate sand. It gets in everywhere. It's dry. It's coarse. Excellent dialogue, George. Great writing. I mean, it's very memeable, so I would assume it's actually great writing. Okay, this is a pretty solid green. It's got great pigments. Because you don't really know what you get. Sometimes you get a paint with not a lot of pigments in it, and you have to struggle to get the colors to work. This guy's pretty. This guy's like 1 or 2 layers. That's all it needs. Again, you don't gotta be super careful with an orc because you're gonna have a lot of orcs. And they're all gonna die fairly quickly on the table. And a knob probably a little bit more time spent on than the boy. But yeah, hey, look at the screen, and you already got, like, as you can see, you got shadow, and you got highlighted areas from the dry brushing. Already looks pretty good. You might want to actually apply some brighter green on top of this. Might do some post highlighting. We'll see. Let's get his face going. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, this is a little tricksy. Getting his face. Creatura. Okay. It's a good strategy to kind of lean your wrists against each other when you're painting for support. Yeah, there's definitely stuff I'm gonna have to paint again. Like with around his face, because there's teeth and there's all kinds of things here. This guy's got cybernetics, which is good to keep in mind. Or the orc equivalent anyway. Some reason they have red tongues. I don't get that, because the tongue is red because of the blood color, and I would assume that orcs would have green tongues, to be honest. But I mean, I could paint them green if I wanted to. That's entirely my prerogative. But lore-wise, I think they have red tongues. Maybe they have red blood too. I don't know. Would Shrek have green blood or red blood? What would the color of his semen be? I need to know this for reasons. His seed. His gene seed. Welcome to my stream. It's always cursed. Can never get away. Thing is, we want to make sure we paint every part of him, even the parts that we might barely see, because in does Shrek even bleed? You're not wrong. That's a very valid question. Does Shrek even bleed? I don't know. Maybe he's just like a solid lump of flesh. Like you cut him and you just chop off pieces of him, but nothing really falls, like nothing comes out. Okay, so this is a pretty dark green. Just gonna work. Oh my goodness, Corvus Oculum. Welcome everybody. Hello Raiders, welcome. I'm Kukukaru, Swedish tree frog, painting. Thank you for raiding. How you doing? Thank you, Corvus. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Frogregation. Happy Sunday. What were you doing? Hello Raiders. Hello old type. Welcome. We are doing a slap chop knob. I'm painting some old Assault on Blackreach orcs. These guys are pretty old. They're from 5th edition, I think. And I've had them. Oh my goodness, his arm is coming off. Aw, thank you. Hello, Brayley. How are you doing? Hello, everybody. Hi, Brayley. You're cute. How are you doing? What were you doing? Can we get a shout out for old type? No, Corvus Oculum, but old type 2. Cool. Hello, Kenan45. Welcome to the stream. We're painting 40k. You're working on Gunpla resin conversion for Barbator? Gunpla is so cool. I realized that they're actually selling Gunpla in Sweden, which made me very happy because I want to get back into it. I have an old master grade Zaku painted. Oh, not painted, built. I love the Zaku 2s. They are so good. I love the Xeon Empire models. They're very cool. But I haven't been able to. Thank you for the shout out. Thank you. But yeah, I'm so glad that we finally got mini. Finally got mini category on Twitch.tv, so we can do painting. I don't know if the camera is properly aligned with in terms of focus. Hello, thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. I'm doing a little modeling stream and trying to catch up with all my old stuff that I haven't done, that I've just had lying around forever. So I figured, why not do a backlog painting stream? Barbados Slim. Oh no, it's Barbados Slim. It's a Futurama. Oh my goodness, thank you for the follow. Kenan45, thank you. Welcome to the Frogregation. Hope you're gonna enjoy your stay. I'm a Swedish tree frog who turned into a cyborg and then turned into a god of small green things. Can you believe it? I'm a kami. That's why I'm wearing this outfit, by the way. Usually I wear something a little more less conspicuous. Something more inconspicuous. Okay, I'm gonna have to glue his arm in place again because it fell off. This guy just gotta give him a hand, you know. Yuck. But we're doing a technique called slap chop, which is basically where you do a black base coat of a model, and then you dry brush a gray, or in this case an eggshell white, because we're doing a lot of leather and flesh and stuff on this guy, and then you do a further edge highlight with white to catch the edges, and that gives you a really good natural shading for the model, which means that you don't really have to think too much about it when you're painting, because it's going to shade itself if you use contrast paints. And the big downside of that is, of course, that if you're painting models with huge surfaces, such as a Gundam, for example, a Gunpla, then you are not going to get as good results because the paint doesn't quite work that well with big open surfaces. Oh my goodness! Stevie Seal, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Frogregation. Hope you're having a good one. Thank you. Welcome. And hope you're having a good Sunday. Oh my goodness! Oh, type 85 too. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm really excited. Thank you very much, everybody. I've been painting for a while, every now and then. I'm not a regular painter. I get long periods of time where I'm very dissatisfied with my results, and I stop painting, or I don't have the proper lighting or the proper motivations. I don't have friends to paint with. But I figured, you know what? I'm streaming. I might as well also be painting while I'm streaming. So that's what we're doing. We're painting and we're streaming. I can show you guys some stuff I painted before. This is an Adeptus Mechanicus, part of a kill team, I think, that I made a while back, a couple of years ago, I think. Pretty cool. Wow. I can change the focus on the camera, actually, because I gotta wait for the screen to dry a little bit. So let's see here. Let me close this so I don't spill paint all over my desk again, which I always do. And let's see if I can change the focus of the camera. Let's see here. There we go. Sort of. Nice. Here we go. So this is Adeptus Mechanicus kill team. You can see my hands are super shaky. Another reason I sometimes stop painting, because I get very frustrated with the results. This is my custom chapter, custom Space Marine chapter. He's a sergeant, that's why his helmet is red. Otherwise, they have the same bluish gray on their armor. And here's an orc I painted like 13 years ago, I think. 13 or 14 years ago. He's a war boss. So he's from the Assault on Black Reach box. Oh my god! My stupid camera keeps turning off. I hate this. I think maybe my phone is overheating or something. I don't know. Can I lower it to 30 frames per second? Let me see here. Also, let's change the focus to... There we go, 60. Exposure, automatic. White balance, automatic. Bitrate, medium. There we go. Maybe that will fix it. Yeah, we're painting orcs. Thank you again so much for rating. If you gotta go eat or you gotta go snooze or anything like that, don't worry about it. Service, thank you again for rating. I really appreciate it. Corvus, not Service, Corvus. Cervix. Oh no, this is Dark Angel Green. That's not the paint we're using. Yeah, I like to use Citadel paints because I am a slave to capitalism. But there's plenty of other paints that sort of do the same thing these days, so it's really up to you which brand of paint you want to use. Sometimes it's good to mix and match. You might want to use paints from a company for certain things, like Games Workshop's or Citadel's whites are notoriously bad because they dry very quickly. So I always tend to use Vallejo or Army Painters. It's not a complicated relationship with Army Painter because I used a long time ago, I used their shade dip, which quite frankly, not very good. It made all my models very glossy and brown, and I was not a huge fan of that. But that was a long time ago. It was like 20 years ago or something, I don't know. Okay. I feel like we've done most of the green on him. We've done the skin. I think we can move on to his clothes. I think it's gonna be I don't really know. I might do purple something. Let's just make sure we get all the crevices and stuff before we continue. I'm painting more up here, so maybe I should change the focus of the camera too. This is better. Maybe I should use a lighter green on his tongue. You know, that's not a bad idea. Make sure we get all the skin around his mouth. That's something in his ear. It's not his ear. He doesn't have an ear on this side because it's cybernetics. Okay, good. We got the green done. Okie doke. Oh wait, no, I forgot his hand. I missed a hand completely. Hold on. I'm pretty happy with how the highlighting went on this hand too. So I think it's gonna come out pretty well. Yeah, knobs are slightly better units. They're similar to, I guess you could call them like command squads sometimes, or like special characters. So you might want to spend a little bit more time painting them. They're still very disposable. They're a little bit better. They're not Terminators, because there's like other units that are like Terminator-esques, or equivalents, but they're still pretty badass knobs. They've been around for a while. They know whose boot to lick. Okay, let's get on with the pants, I think. So, what color should we give his pants? We could go yellow, or we could go blue. Let's go Yandan yellow. Let's go Yandan yellow. Let's give him a yellow shirt. Let me just check his pants should maybe be yellow. Oh my god, arm, can you there's something with this arm. It just does not want to stick. Ah, I lost some of the paint now. Hold on. Brown? Stevie. Brown pants? Just in case he poops himself. He'll be fine. Okay, yellow shirt and brown pants. How's that sound? This guy's arm just does not want to stay. I might actually cut off the little connector and just glue it on as it is, because this is ridiculous. Yeah, brown pants. Okay, we're gonna go for snakebite leather then on the pants, because it's fairly light brown. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it. Skeleton Horde. That's actually a good brown. That's like a very, very light brown. Let's go with that. It's got like the light brown diarrhea color to it. So let's go with that. Might have to use multiple layers of it though, because it's, like I said, yeah, yes. Then we can use the snakebite leather for the shoes, because the shoes are going to be darker. They're obviously not quite as fancy as the pants. Oh yeah, boy. Here we go. That's the runny, watery brown of someone who has digestive issues. There's a little bristle here. Hold on. Where's my? I had a thing to grab things with. Where is it? That's a long bristle. Hold on. Okay, I got it. I think. Yeah. Diarrhea brown. And we can actually give the threads holding his pants together a different color if you want later. For now, let's just focus on getting this brown all over the place. This way, his enemies won't know that he's actually pooped. Okay, that's it. I am gonna cut off the connector for this guy's arm because it is not working. Might have given him the wrong arm, now that I think about it. Yeah, it just refuses to stick. Mr. Falling, Mr. Fall, Mr. Falling, Mr. Fall. It's a weak brown. IBS gang, rise up, yes. Okay, I'm cutting this off. This is battlefield surgery right here. Mr. Fordish, Mr. Fall, Mr. Fordish, Mr. Fall. I didn't want to do this, my dude, but you gave me no choice. There we go. Now we have a bigger surface to glue onto, so hopefully that would mean the arm stays where it's supposed to be. But it's not even that the surface is bad, because there's no paint on it. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the follow, Gun Shrimp. Hello. Welcome to the Frogregation. We are painting orcs, and we're having a blast while doing so. As soon as I can get this guy's arm to stick, which is a bit of an issue. There we go. Okay.
Warg! We's gonna stomp them humans into the dust. Orcs are made for fighting and winning. Use an orc. If you use an orc, then tells me what squawking Mork. Mork's cunningly... No, that's not cunningly... This cunning and something else is cunning and sneakily cunning and cunningly sneaky or something. Gork and Mork.
I will never get over my friend playing with his stupid 2nd edition orc trucks that are tiny as shit. And the new trucks are like 4 times the size. He's like, no, these are still technically allowed to be used. Like, yeah, but you're hiding behind a stone. You're driving a truck. How are you hiding behind a stone that a space marine can't hide behind? How are you fitting 11 of your boys in that thing? Okay, we got a light brown. Hoi hoi. Hoi hoi hoi. Hello. Okay. I should technically leave him to dry, but I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Screaming Skull.
Gotta love a good crumpin'. You Scots, that's right. We used to be crumping the mech boys all day long.
Alright, let's get some white. on some of the edges where I got green. Some edge highlighting on here. Just a little bit of white. This is the good part about having a wet palette is that it keeps the colors wet for a really long time. Now I'm doing some actual edge highlighting, which I'm not a fan of. I hate doing this. It's scary. And it never turns out good for me. And now that I started, I can't stop doing it. But yeah, I'm just using some white to get the edges back to where they were. And we're gonna use some Screaming Skull.
Gork and Mork. Gork and Mork are the lost Primarchs.
That's a really good theory. I like that. I like that. The Lost Primarchs, Gork and Mork. I wonder why the Emperor didn't want them back. Very strange. Very, very strange. I'm just dabbing some paint here and there. Most of this won't actually be visible to people when they look at the models, but I'm a perfectionist. I hate it when I spot things on the models that don't work. Yeah, he's got some green on his teeth. We gotta fix that. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Just waiting for the chain axe arm to get on properly. I think this amount of brown for his pants is good because we're gonna get a darker brown with the snakebite leather on his boots. He's got those IBS pants. Soiled. Okay, let's see here. We got Dark Oath Flesh, which is actually another brown. Got Voluptuous Pink. I could use that for his shirt, but we said yellow. So let's see here. Dark Oath Flesh. Skeleton Horde. Plague Bearer Flesh, my favorite green. It's really good for Garblurns. Okay, Militarum green. God, I have so many greens. Where's my snakebite leather? Nazarick yellow. There we go, snakebite leather. Okay, let's do his boots. His little booties with the snakebite leather. We can also do that on the threads that tied up his booty. Make them darker brown. Wait, no, this is not the contrast brush. Never mind. This is the base brush. Also, licking your brush, gang, rise up. I always lick my brushes for some reason. I don't know why. It's really weird, but that's just how it be sometimes. Also, if you're wondering, I paint minis maybe once or twice a week. I also stream games. I play Final Fantasies technically on Fridays. It's Final Fantasy Friday, but so far it's been Saturdays and Sundays and sometimes Fridays. But I do like longer streams for Final Fantasy. I'm in 4 right now, playing through all the old games to sort of see if I like them now, because a lot of the old Final Fantasies I don't really like, or at least I'm under the impression that I don't like them, and I decided to challenge my preconceived notions and see if I can actually enjoy them. So that's what we're doing. I'm on 4 right now, and I gotta say, so far, 3 is probably my favorite. I never really felt stuck in 3 at all. It was always very clear where I was going. Whereas in 2, I many times got stuck. 4, I feel, is a little bit busy. It's very fast. The story is a little too complicated. They skip over some parts. Like, for example, the Dwarf King just went like, oh, you seem trustworthy. Like, you never met me before, and you're currently being invaded by another guy, but okay. So 4 has its problems, but obviously it's a good game, and if you look at it at the time it was made, it's definitely really good. But I'm also a huge fan of Breath of Fire, which is, I think, the superior role-playing JRPG from that era, in my opinion. Okay, well, his shoes are coming out pretty nice. I gotta say, happy with his paint choice. Let's get some brown on these feet, even though most of it's gonna be metal later. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. The thing with Slap Chop is that you don't really get to the crevices that are hard to reach with Slap Chop because you're dry brushing, which means that sometimes there will be some really dark parts on the model, but that's fine because that part's usually not visible on the table anyway. So don't worry too much about it. The most important rule for painting miniatures, though, is that don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay, so we got his boots and his diarrhea pants. Let's go with the yellow shirt. This guy is gonna look horrible. What an eyesore. Shades of brown and yellow. Yonder yellow is the one we're gonna be using. Yanden yellow for his shirt. Oh boy. Yellow and green. What a great combination. Here we go. This is a slightly orange yellow. It's very strong pigment. So painting, you want to paint your Imperial Fists with this, but if you do, you got to be very careful. Oh my goodness! Like now, I just got orange all over his back, which I'm gonna have to pick up somehow. Hold on. Yeah, this paint turns kind of orange when it cools, which is sometimes not ideal. Let me try my brush with my fingers and just catch this paint. There we go. Yo, cash me outside. There we go. So if you dry your brush, you can actually absorb some of the contrast paints with it, which is a good thing to do if you get too much paint somewhere, but it's not supposed to be. Actually, green and yellow, here's a little spoiler about my real life. That's actually used to be the color of my local team, sports team. They had green and yellow. I really like those colors together. Not so much in this combination, it looks horrendous, but usually I like it. Okay. I mean, it's definitely a shirt. It's definitely not part of his body. I can say that much. Oh my god, it looks horrible. Again, the best part about painting orcs is that half the little accidents don't really matter that much because they're dirty, and they're stinking, and they're orcs, and they're just here for a good time, and that's all they want. There we go. Still doesn't look great because we haven't done the metals yet, but he's coming up pretty cool. I'm gonna put a red, put some red on the eye, and I might actually do Plague Bearer Flesh on his tongue. Oh no! Ah, I dropped the paint there. So let's see. Plague Bearer Flesh, my favorite green. I'm gonna put that on his tongue, and now his arm is solidly stuck to his torso, which is good. Okay, giving you a green tongue. Hope you don't mind that. the inside of his mouth the same hue, actually. Yeah. Yeah, that works, I think. Okay, and now the red for the lens. We're gonna use Bale Red, I think, which is a very intense red contrast paint. So it's gonna be, only gonna need a little amount of it. And I mean, he's gonna have that in his eye too, now that I think about it. So hold on. There we go. We're gonna put metal on later, so hide any spills. Okay, there we go. We got his eyes going. As for the symbol on his belt, we're gonna give that a red too. There we go. And I think we're gonna put some red on the grenade too, just to know that it's dangerous and it's gonna go fast. The grenade is gonna fly far because it's a red grenade. Here we go. It's coming out pretty nicely. Yeah. Does he have any symbols on his guns? He doesn't. Okay, that's good. I think his bracer is also leather, so we're gonna have to paint the bracer, which is gonna be a little bit of a challenge. That's okay. We're gonna go back to snakebite leather to color his some of his stuff. So first of all, his pants. They had where is it? Oh, I got null oil. I still have that. Is that still around? Skeleton horde. Here we go. Oh yeah, it is around. It's a shade. Null oil. Let's get some more of the pants. There we go. We only really needed one layer yellow on his shirt. It's such an intense paint that we don't need to do more. Because now we're gonna use snakebite leather for his belt. I can really recommend getting like little metal balls. Army Painter, I think, sells those to put in your paints, because they definitely help keep them, like helps make it easier to shake them up if you haven't painted in a while. You can also drop down drops of medium into your paints, because it is a paint thinner. It doesn't destroy your paints as much as it thins them out a little bit, makes them easier to paint with if they have been lying around for a little while. Okay, and then we turn him around a little bit. Walk. Okay, there we go. And some brown here too for good measure. Okay. These straps up here, probably leather too. Sorry, can't talk right now. I'm making piss. Hello, human error. Okay, stretch. Thank you. Oh, stretchies. Thank you. That's a nice posture check. Okay. It helps. Thank you. It really does. It really do be helping. Okay, so let's see here. This thing is definitely leather with bolts in it, or like stuff bolted into it. So we're gonna give those a metal ping after. First, we're gonna paint this. Oh, I forgot to paint his claws. We'll do that too. It's a detail we'll get to later. He's gonna have painted nails, I think. There we go. We got some leather on his wrist. And his other wrist too. I think oh man, details are a little iffy to get on this guy. Boop. Hello, Unit 2. Thank you for booping me.
Boop, boop. Dum-a-dum-bum, bum, ba-da-ba-dum, bum, ba-da-ba-dum, bum, ba-da-ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum, bum.
I like to give the handles for these weapons, make them brown. Make poop. Favorite color after green is poop brown. Poop green, what a great color. Yum.
Dum-a-dum, bum, ba-da-ba-dum.
No. Walk. No. Okay, and what about the handle of the gun? Guess we'll paint it a bit brown too. Can always cover it with metal if we change our mind. Okay, he's coming out pretty good, I think. The handle of the grenade, we're gonna paint that brown. Or actually, the leather that keeps it in place, we're gonna paint brown. Handle can be metallic, that's okay. Okay. I think we're gonna move on to the metallic colors now. I think I covered everything that's non-metallic. Make it a little bit darker brown underneath his shoe here. There we go. Okay, so metal, there's a couple of ways. Some people like to dry brush metal onto black. I like to paint the metal orange first, and then like get metal on top of it. And I think we might actually, or do I have, I have magma or flame, but nah, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna use Nuln oil on his metal afterwards. So we're just gonna go over it with let's see here, metallic. We'll start with dark gunmetal, and then we can do some highlights with silver. This is a Vallejo paint. I like Vallejo. Vallejo are good. Very good paints. We'll just go over it like this. Can be a little bit clumsy with this, it's okay. As long as we don't get metal on other parts, because then we gotta paint over that. It's always a good idea to get paints that match with your contrasts, so you can paint over them if something screwed up. And of course, I don't have that for most of my contrasts because I'm stupid, and most of my paints have dried, except for my contrast paints. So don't do what I do. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. But yeah, we're gonna use Nuln oil over this metal once it's dry. And Nuln oil is a wash, so it's kind of like a contrast, but it's less. It's more. I think it's more watery, a wash. So it gets into all the places better. And Nuln oil is a dark, cold shade, so it's good for metal and stuff like that. Agrix Earth Shade, I don't know if that's still being used. That was a go-to for warmer shadows. Back before we had... Oh, I completely missed part of his finger here. I'll get that with green in a second. But yeah, metal, just splat it on here. Don't get it too thick, because then obviously the model's gonna look bad, but it's okay if there's quite a bit of it. That's okay. Might actually get some metal in this part too. Hold on. Sorry, I'm not always holding the model up to the camera. I'm still getting pretty used to streaming my painting. And I am a very slow painter. I don't paint very fast. I like to take my time because I don't have good speed painting techniques, really. Also, I don't want to play the game at all. I just want to paint, which by proxy means I don't need to have any models done for something. So I can just take my sweet time with all the models. I don't have to think about points. I don't have to think about, am I wasting my time painting these gaunts when I could be painting Tyranid warriors or whatever. And I think that's a nice approach to it, because I was always really stressed when I was playing the game. I was like, I gotta get these battle ready, because it's what you see is what you get. I gotta keep all this stuff in mind. I gotta hurry up. And now I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna spend like 2 hours on this boy, and that'll be enough. Okay, I'm just gonna lather on a bunch of dark metal on this guy's gun. It's all good. It's all good, home slice. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. When the nids get attitude, drop it like it's hot. 410,947 dead Tyranids. Empire is a fuck. I think the most important thing here is just to make sure not to get metal on the rest of his body that we've already painted, because we don't want that to happen. Also, you can see maybe you don't see it, but bristle of my brush is getting it's getting a little scared. And metal paints have a lot of pigments in them that are pretty dense, so a lot of times you need to make extra sure to really clean your brushes after painting metal. So you don't want to have to buy new brushes all the time because you didn't clean them properly. That is bad for your wallet. I thought this was the flight of the Bumblebee for a second. There has to be a Transformers episode called Flight of Bumblebee. There has to be. Hello, Mayu. How are you? Oh no! Oh no! Hold on. I got metal on his hand. That's okay. We're using water to wash it off, and I think I got most of it. Hello, Mayu. How are you doing? Oh no, I put the brush in my mouth. I shouldn't have done that. There has to be a Transformers episode named Flight of Bumblebee, because if there isn't, what are the writers of Transformer cartoons doing, and how do I get them fired and replaced? How are you doing this wonderful Sunday morning for me? Yeah, this arm is still not 100% stuck. You're doing fine? Okay, that's good. That's good. You want to be doing fine. If you're not doing fine, that's okay. You can't always have great days, but... Yeah, well, I don't know why I edge highlighted this thing, because I'm just covering it in metal anyway. Metal does not allow a lot of paint to go through. Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. Oh my god, let's just take this freaking arm off for now. I can't deal with it. I'm doing good, painting orcs, which is always fun. Orc painting is like the least stressful. Well, no, maybe Tyranid painting is less stressful, but orc painting is like, it's fun. Did I glue his head in place? I don't think I did. Oh well. But I'm having a great early Sunday stream. I'm busy in the evening, but I figured I could sneak in a couple of hours of streaming before that. It's actually gives me access to a lot of his body that will need paint. So, you know what, Arm? Take it back. You're good. That'll do, Arm. That'll do. These are sort of monopose models that came with Salt on Black Reach, so they're not your usual orc models. They're a little cheaper. They don't have quite the same range of motion, or actually they don't have it at all, but that's fine. They're still good boys. See here now that from this angle I can actually see stuff that I don't think anyone's ever gonna see, but I will see it, and if I can see it, then it needs to go away. Yeah, this is oh no, I see the metal that got onto his sleeve now. Hold on. Although that part is going to be painted metal, it doesn't really matter. Never mind. Oh, actually, I mean, I do mine now because it doesn't look great. Oh well. Keto fall in love, darling, just for you, my No! I got green on his arm again. Let me see if I can find a good green that I have that's still usable. Hold on. Caliban green? Maybe. I have a bunch of pale greens. That's no good. Cabalite green, War Boss green, Castellan green. Wog flesh. Okay. I think Lauren Forest might work. Actually, not a bad color. Might work to help cover up some of the, although definitely running out of, it's gonna cover up some of the metallic sheen on his hand here. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's right. I forgot to paint his head thingy. Orcs are made for crumping. Oh wait, is this part of his skin? Huh? Did I just completely miss that? Okay. Well, I gotta go over with, I gotta replace some stuff then. No, it's not. Well, no, this part isn't. Weird. Oh yeah, I guess it is. Huh. Interesting. I gotta go back and apply some other paints on there and paint it green. Things you learn when you're painting a model. I thought it was all part of a bigger... Okay. Let me see if I can fix this now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take some Screaming Skull and put that on the parts that I need to repaint. And on his teeth as well, because he got some green on them. Might need to add another bit of Plague Bearer flesh to his tongue, though, now that I look at it. So, let's see here. Just a little, just a smidge. Okay, there we go. Okay, and now we do orc flesh, because that's the green we used, right? Orc flesh. Once the thing on his forehead is dried, and we'll apply some orc flesh green here. There we go. There we go. Okay, now it looks good. Now it looks fine. he's coming out pretty okay, I'd say. We're gonna use Nuln Oil on most of the metal parts. I got some stuff I still need to put metal on, so I'm gonna get the smaller brush out for that. Hold on. Let's see here. I thought I had a smaller brush. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this was the small brush. In which case, let's be very careful. There's some parts that need metal on them. Like on his boots. Let's see here. So it'll be hard to show me painting those because I gotta be pretty close to them. See what I'm doing. His feet are gonna have metal on them. He's got like reinforced boots. Like for stomping. Yeah, okay. Here we go, almost done. There's some other small parts I'm gonna have to cover too, so please be patient. I will show soon. On his belt here, I have to put a little bit of metal. Here we go. Some metal here and some metal there. Here a metal, there a metal, everywhere a metal. Oh MacDonald, old Mac Orcus had a farm. Wagga wagga woo. And on that wog he had a wog. Wagga wagga woo. And it was wog wog here and it was wog wog there. Here a wog, there a wog, everywhere a wog wog. Old Mac wog wog had a wog. Wog 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 wog. Okay. There we go. And get the metal on this part here. Oh, this thing needs metal on it too. I'm dumb. Hold on. Okay, and now just the arm, and then we can move on to the next part. Actually, let's make the handle of this thing metal too. That's okay. The grip of the axe. Oh, and I forgot some green on his finger. Hold on. Sorry everybody, sorry it's taking so long. Oh, yeah, almost up to 3 hours, holy crap. It's like an hour I spent on an hour and a half to spend on this guy. Okay, let's see. So now we're gonna apply a layer of Nuln Oil to the metal parts. Oh, I need to use some brass. Hold on. Here's the brass. some brass on the bullets. Good morning, Zap. How are you doing? Hello. We are painting orc. Here is orc. Orc is being painted. We are almost done. We're gonna give the metal some work over, and then we are done, I think. And maybe some flesh highlights to make his skin a little bit more stand out, because he's pretty gloomy right now. We'll see. I need to... The metal... he has some bullets on his chest, basically. And I want to get some brass on the tips of those. So that's why we're getting brass. And there we go. Can barely see. Here we go. I wonder if I should put brass on something else. Yeah, the rings in his ears. And the ring in his lips. Or lip, rather. Here we go. Thank you. I'm pretty happy with how he's coming out. It's hard to get a good angle. But I mean, if we compare this to the first streams I painted minis on, which had like, oh my god, it was so bad. Maybe I can use some brass on the gun too. Maybe on this plating here. I'm actually not a huge fan of the Dawn of War soundtrack because it's very like it's an RTS music that's not supposed to be super. It's not supposed to take up a lot of space. It's not supposed to distract you from the game. So, in my opinion, it's not very fun to listen to if you're not playing a game at the same time. Since I'm painting a mini, that's okay because then it's like a non-intrusive background music that's not taking up too much space. I can't listen to classical music, for example, because classical music is too complicated for my brain. Brain just gets super focused on the music, and then I kind of stop thinking. Because I get busy, get busy living, or get busy dying. I get busy trying to, like, pay attention to the music. It's like you're having a dialogue with the musician, right? Okay, that's actually a good little detail on the gun. Now let's apply some Nuln oil to certain places. Actually, before we do that, let's get some lighter green on this guy's flesh, I think. And I'm not entirely sure which green to use. What if we use a striking scorpion green as sort of a nice little highlight color for some of the bigger muscle parts on his face, I think. Or his body. Might be good. Might be good, might be bad. I got it on the gun. Didn't get it on the gun, okay. Yeah, I think this might work. There's a couple of spots of more intense green to kind of get the muscles a little bit shiny, a little bit more meaty. Make him stand out a little bit more. We don't want him to be too dull, you know. We want him to you want to see those big sweaty muscles in these guys. So I'm using Striking Scorpion Green, which is a contrast paint, to sort of add a layer of more intense light green onto his skin. Hopefully make it stand out a bit more. Especially, oh my goodness, especially on his face where I got a bunch of metal on his cheek. That's no good. Didn't even notice that. See if we can cover that up with paint. Titan of corn. Yeah, this is definitely doing it. I think I did this on another model before. Anyway, now we're getting like a brighter green with still some pretty intense shades, which is exactly the good kind of compromise that we want to get. I managed to cover up the horrific mistake I made. I made some metal on his skin, which I didn't intend to do, and I got it covered up pretty well. Okay, I'd say this is a good. Oh, he's looking good. Let me paint his arm, his other arm too. Some of this stuff. And this time we can get like little puddles of it to make it stay in place. Because contrast is not as thin as washes are, so it can stay in place if you're not shaking it around too much, which is what we want, because we want it to puddle up in a place to create like a spot of light on the model. I don't know an awful lot about light sources, to be honest. That's something I gotta learn more about, but I do like to think that I got a decent intuition for it, at least relatively good. Okay, there we go. There we go. Nice and green. I'm gonna glue this arm on again soon. Not yet. Don't trust this guy. I don't trust like that. But he is coming out pretty well. I'm pretty happy so far. Okay, time for the Nuln oil before we do some highlighting with silver metal. Nuln oil, definitely a darker wash. Not quite the light brown of Agrek's Earthshade, which I don't even know if that's still in use. That's quite a bit, but this helps matte some of the metal down quite a bit. Removes a little bit of the shine, gives some more shading. Nergin, hello Neil, how are you doing? It gives some more shadow to the metal, which means that we can also work a little bit more on the highlighting later on. How are you doing, Neil? Good morning. Are you gonna comb? I'm gonna comb. Bum, 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 bum. It doesn't work amazing on big flat surfaces, but that's okay. We're gonna spread it out a little bit more. Metal can often have such a like shine to it that it makes everything else around it kind of look bad or like unpainted. So it's good to kind of wash out the metal a little bit to get it a little less standoffish. I got super bit by horrified kitten yesterday. Oh no! Oh no, poor kitten. What did you do to scare it? Evil man. Poor kitten. Hope you bit your finger off. No, I'm sorry. Hope you're doing okay. Right on top of the middle knuckle finger. Yeah, now you can't flip people off anymore. That's unfortunate. He just arrived Friday. We're scared. Oh, baby. Oh, poor baby. I'm sure he's gonna settle down soon, though. Trying to touch got a bolts out of the cage. Aw. Yeah, when I got my new kitty, I let him stay in a room by himself, and I would come in and give him food and stuff for a little bit, so he would get acclimatized. But it's difficult. It's difficile because kittens are like, oh, I've never been here. This is a scary new environment. It's scary new big creatures that I don't know if they're gonna hurt me. So I have to be on my watch, to be on my guard. It's not easy being kitty. As you can see here, the metal gets nice, sort of very neutral black shading done to it, which really helps. You can even put a little bit in its mouth, this guy's mouth. Got to put it on the shoes too. Didn't I put any metal on his... Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, and now the arm. Thing with metal paints is that it gets really, really shiny. I think I just said that, which just stands in such a stark contrast to if you do slap chop, for example, your paints are often going to be a little bit muted and not very bright, which is the same thing really, and that makes them really stand out like a sore thumb. So you want to give your metals a bit of a treatment afterwards to make sure they're not too bright, so they don't distract from the rest of the model. Ooh. Oh, oh gosh, that was a lot of no, hold on. It's very deep down in the jar. You don't really have to be too careful when using it because we are gonna apply another layer of metal afterwards. We're gonna very gently dry brush on some silver to give it a bit of a highlight. I keep seeing as if someone just wrote something in the chat, but it turns out nobody did. Nobody loves me. Just kidding. Everyone loves me. I'm the fucking best frog in the universe. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna hold this X for a little while until it dries sufficiently. I can put him down. I can do dry brushing. But yeah, I'm pretty happy actually with how this guy turned out because I like this a little bit. I like the more vibrant green that you get if you use Striking Scorpion on top of the wash as sort of a light addition to the flesh, because otherwise it's a little bit too desaturated, which can be a bit boring. And especially if you use a lot of muted colors, the green might not stand out that well against the rest. It's definitely going to stand out against the yellow of his shirt now, quite a bit. Because or it's not going to be overshadowed by the yellow of his shirt, I should say. Okay, it's time to do a very soft dry brush of silver metal on the gun, or maybe we can even do the normal metal. Yeah, let's start with that, and maybe some faint silver on top of it if we feel like it. I'm going to use a harder dry brush for now, and I'm going to just get most of the metal off here, and there we go. Let's get a little bit more metal on the very darkened metal, although that might not have been enough metal paint. Hold on. Which gives it a bit of a beaten metal look. It's good. We don't want to do it everywhere because some parts might be very hard to do this with, but some places we can do it to get a little bit of shine back onto the metal. I think this is enough actually. I don't think we need to do any silver on it. Especially the shoulder things are good if we can get a little bit more shine on, because they're such a center part of the model. I think that's enough, actually. Okay, and then on to this arm. Don't think it's dried quite yet, but that's okay. This is going to catch most of the open surfaces, which we don't want to have a lot of stuff on anyway. I heard that Silent Hill 2 remake is really good. It's kind of bonkers. A lot of people were saying it's gonna suck, but I'm happy. Let's get a little bit of silver out. Hold on. I haven't gotten it. I played through Silent Hill 2 not too long ago, like earlier this year, and I am a big baby. I don't like horror games that much. I might get it around Halloween, we'll see. Okay, well, this, getting a little bit of a beaten metal look with dry brushing, which is fine. And there are certain parts we want to have stand out. Okay, I actually think this guy's pretty much done. We should paint his nails, and then we're gonna call it a day. So, let's see here. Just gotta get rid of all the metals. I mean, let's paint his nails. I'm gonna use my artificial layer extra small. There's obviously gonna be like a million things I missed to do on this guy, which I'm only gonna realize after we're done with him. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Let's do his nails, and they're gonna be orange. They're gonna be Magmaroth orange. He's gonna have orange nails. That's what we like to see. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Knock knock, who's there? Banana. Banana who? 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 Knock knock. Knock knock, who's there? Orange. Orange who? Orange, you glad I didn't say banana again? Oh, gosh. My favorite knock knock joke. You know what, let's, we're gonna work over this arm a little bit. I'm gonna glue it in place again, but then we're gonna do a little thing with the arm. I might do that post-stream actually, because I need him to really, I need this arm to stick. I'm tired of it. Twin stay well. Oops, almost peeled off a little bit of paint there, I think. My nail. That's no good. Okay, he done. He done. Do we want to put a base on him? Do we want to give him a base? Do we want to put him on a base? Actually, want to do that. I want to. I'm gonna give him a slightly bigger base, cause he deserves it. So we're gonna put him on a bigger base, cause he's a knob. This guy's a knob. We're gonna repaint his axe a little bit more. We're gonna add some bronze to it, or brass to it. But I want to give him a better base. I will give him an Imperial Sector something or another base. I don't know what they're called. This one. Because that also gives us an excuse to paint a base, which I always like to do. Painting bases is pretty based. Let me get my knife, or some mold line remover. There we go. Luckily, I have a base already primed, and it has a little ring underneath it, so you can grab it from below. I don't know if that was intended, but I really like it. Okay. We're gonna paint this thing. So, what we're gonna do is we are gonna paint it. We're gonna dry brush it with gray. We're gonna use Administratum gray, and we're gonna just do a dry brush over it, and then we're gonna do with white to get a little bit of a highlight on it. I don't like that this gray is exactly the same shade as my white palette, or my wet palette, because that makes it hard to see what's going on. Okay, let's see here. Gray. Okay, and then the sides too, of course. We're not gonna dry brush them so much as we're just gonna paint them. Sometimes you need to use multiple layers on these because big flat surfaces, even if you prime them, not great for painting on. Ooh, my grip is not great on this thing, but that's okay. Okay. Chaos is bad, okay? Don't worship chaos, okay? Actually gonna do just this. Whatever. Don't worship chaos, okay? Okay. Whatever happened to Mr. Mackey? He had his character arc. Okay. Oh, here we go. Gonna let that dry. My instinct tells me to paint this metal, but I kind of don't want to. So we're not gonna. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Okay. Now we're gonna dry brush it a little bit. Get some of the edges. So I'm gonna be very gentle with the white. Here we go. Already looking pretty okay. I think we're done with the dry brush, so I'm gonna clean it. Man, this dry brush is old and messed up. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna take a little zippy. How's the orc looking? I think it looks pretty okay, right? He's got some green on his tooth. I'm not a fan of that, actually, but that's okay. His teeth are very white. It's a good look on him. I think it looks pretty good. We're gonna do a little bit of bronze or brass on his axe to just get a little bit of variation, because it's very boring right now. So let's get some brass. Let's get down to brass taxes. Let's get down to brass, to the brass, 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 sprout, brass, 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 brass. Oh, I got a little too much brass on that one. I want to see Peacemaker. I still haven't watched that show, but it looks pretty fun. With that wrestling guy who eats ice cream and speaks Chinese. You like the yellow pants? Thank you. It's because he's got diarrhea. Gonorrhea? Why is it called gonorrhea? It should be called hairrhea. Yeah, definitely gonna need to add some more metal to this thing. Thank you, Zap. Yeah, nice. His shirt is yellow because he dyed it in piss. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Can you feel it now, Mr. Krabs? Yeah, let's get some normal metal here too, just to kind of just slapping it on here. Might have used a little bit too much of the shade. I mean, this will do for now. It'll be okay. I'll maybe get some wash on it a little bit, giving a little bit of a contrast to the axe that he's got. Maybe, oh yeah, on the little lump at the bottom too. Okay, now let's paint his base. And we're gonna use the same brass at the bottom here. Paint the bottom part of the base. Then we're gonna use yellow and red on the race parts. Ooh, that's good. I can get in there with the tiny brush. A little bit at least. Okay, I'm painting a base. I'm trying to be a little bit quick about it because I don't have an awful lot of time left before I gotta go, as us millennials say, adulting. Ugh. But let's see here. This one's definitely gonna have a layer of Nuln oil added to it, just for that, just to make sure it's not too shiny. Because you don't want your base to overshadow your model, and then you're doing something wrong. Unless you're going for a Golden Demon Award in that specific category. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's whatever. We're speedrunning this. Okay, there we go. Adulting sucks. Almost as much as the term adulting. I saw this video which was putting millennials on blast, and I was like, oh no, my avocado toasts, my free shavakadoos. Road work ahead. I sure hope it does. man. What's wrong with having absurdist humor? I like absurdism. It distracts from how absurd and shitty the real world is. Okay. What I'm trying to do here is to get some metal paint off, but I can't do it. That's okay. Let's use some gray. There we go. Okay, now we just gotta wait for that to dry. Although we could technically do bale red on some parts already, which I'm gonna do. Red is going to be a great contrast to the green. You have done exactly as you were supposed to, Marius. Brr. No, 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 no. My old friend, no.
Take it. Take it. It's nothing but bring ruin to my life.
Oh, I couldn't do it. Tyrael, I couldn't do it. I failed. Forgive me, Tyrael. No, 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 no. Oh, I love Diablo 2 so much. Crumpin' makes me feel good. Bustin', 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 bustin' makes me feel good. Bustin', bustin'. Eldar? No, Tau. Oh my god. This is Tau music. Racist much? Well, this is from Dark Crusade. I actually didn't like Dark Crusade and Soulstorm that much because they were like sacrificing a lot of the campaign for more armies and multiplayer. And that the campaigns for these games were boring. Alright, which color are we using? We're using yellow for this one. Yen and yellow. I guess. Sounds like something you'd hear in Sekiro or Ghost of Tsushima. I actually bought Ghost of Tsushima. It's pretty okay, but it is an open world sandboxy type of game, and I don't like those games. So sadly, I actually haven't played it in quite a while. This was a bad choice of colors, I feel. That's okay though. His green is gonna stand out a lot against his. we're also gonna give it a wash with Null oil, I think, I feel. Yeah, I used this to paint some Imperial Fists a long time ago, but because it has more of an orange hue, if you're not careful, you'll get pools of orange on the power armor. You don't want that to happen, because they're not orange, they're piss yellow. Okay, there we go, it's better. Man, that looks crap. I hate it. Should not have gone with yellow. That's okay. I'm gonna drench it in Null oil. Yeah, this guy came out pretty okay. I think I need to add a little bit more of the green to his tongue. I think he's a little too pale. It looks like his teeth. So I'm gonna get like Militarum green maybe. No, that's too pale. Or that's too muted. Do we have any brighter green that I can use? Actually, fuck it. Let's use Striking Scorpion green. Who gives a shit? We ballin'. Let's use the Striking Scorpion green. Where did it go? Where did it go? Or Hexwraith green for that matter. We can use that one. Okay, your tongue is gonna look showing. Okay, let's see here. Am I not turtly enough for the turtle club? Okay, there we go. It's a bit better. Oh, he fell over. Now let's drench this sucker in Null oil. Where is it? Oh, I found the... No, wait, that was a Hexwraith Flame. What the frick? Hold on, where did the Null oil go? Hello? Oh, here it is. Is this still Tau? Yeah, it's still Tau. Okay. Just drench it in Null oil. It's gonna give it a better color, actually. It's less. I mean, it's still gonna look gross, but it's gonna look gross in the way I want it to look. Man, I am still salty over Dawn Trail, the new-ish Final Fantasy XIV expansion. I am so disappointed with it. it really dropped the ball. Like, I actually liked it up until the part where the selection of the next Dawn Servant was done. And I was like, okay, cool, now we're done with that. Now I can do something else. And then like, oh, Vuklamat, actually, I'm gonna be involved in this too. It's like, no, you just got elected Dawn Servant. You got shit to do. Focus on that. Let me do my own thing for a bit. Nope. It was so bad. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Wuklama. I actually did like her. I just didn't like her in the last third of the game because she didn't belong there, and I certainly did not care for her kill stealing or coming in and saving the day against the last boss, which, by the way, was really lame. I did not like that last boss at all. This is a pretty dirty base. Gonna get some spots of brass to show up. Okay, there we go. Although, I mean, I've been disappointed with World of Warcraft since ages ago. I stopped playing it a long time ago. Warlords of Draenor just drained me. I did not like it. And I liked the premise of it fine. I was like, cool, we get to go back and see all the all the Warcraft 2 stuff. We didn't. It sucked. They took a big fat dump on their legacy. A lot of the warlords were killed off really quickly. I don't know, man. Okay. Let's dab up some of the paint. Or spread it out a little bit so we get. Yeah, this looks good. Technique where you use like water to thin the paint when you put it out so you can sort of spread it around a little bit more. There we go. Still looks kind of dirty, but now it's like a little less dirty, I guess. I guess, sort of. Here we go. Okie dokie. Let me just check something. Hold on. Okay. Let's get this orc on this new base. It's gonna be a bit hard to get into stick, so we're gonna use super glue, which I have here, because using plastic glue is gonna be hard because there's paint covering the plastic. So we got his thing off. Now we're gonna chop off this bottom part here, so he can actually stand on the other base. This is gonna be a little bit tricky. Go. Gonna file it down too. Be careful with the arm so I don't cut it off or make it fall off again. Where is my... There we go. So he's got decently flat feet so he can stand on stuff. Warg. Hold on. Might need to use a knife here. I love how the tower is specifically created to appeal to the Japanese audience and be like, hey, we made mechas that you guys like. And the only ones who like them are weebs. Okay, let's use super glue to get this guy to stick. Okay, hold on. Where's my needle? Oh, hold on. Here it is. Oh boy. Okay, hold on. This has dried up, as super glue tends to do. Yeah, it's still there. I don't know what I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pour out a little bit of super glue, a little bit of super glue there. Gonna close this thing up again. And dip his feet in it. And then I'm gonna put him on the base. Based. Okay. I'm gonna paint the sides of the base when he's stuck proper. I really like how this guy came out. Especially the green highlighting on the skin. I think it looks really good. But yeah, we want this guy's feet to get stuck proper before we move on to paint the last parts of the base. Which are probably gonna be black. I don't know. I just gotta remember not to put anything in that little puddle of super glue. Because that shit ain't going away. A friend of mine got super glue in his eyes once. Not great. Not a great experience. He's not blind, by the way. He made it, but it was harrowing. Just gonna wait a little bit for him to stable. So I'm gonna put away my paints while we're waiting. Non-loyal goes here. Orc flesh goes in there. Hex wraith goes here. Nasdrig yellow. But yeah, they introduced a bunch of new contrast paints that aren't quite contrast paints, that don't get as shadowy in the corner. So they're more like a simple base coat, like a thin base coat paint. And they're pretty cool. But it kind of loses the point of contrast, because contrast is supposed to be like really dark in the crevices and stuff. So if you get an even coat, you might as well just like thin out a base paint and use that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Where did the... Oh, here it is. Here's the striking scorpion green. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna say this guy's probably stuck in here good. Let's see if I can get a little bit more bronze or brass, rather, brassy brass, because he's got a few details. I want to put some. Oh my god, I see the mold line of his muscles so clearly from above. Oh no, look at the mold line on his arm. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine. It's only super obvious. Oh my god. Let's put some more brass on the metal on the brass that we darkened it a little bit to give it a little bit of a shine back. This little brass of mine, I'm gonna make it shine. This little brass of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Scare away sea monsters, yes, I'm gonna make it shine. Scare away sea monsters, yes, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. It's a light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay, hold on. Oh, and underneath the X. There we go. Let's catch some places that didn't get any metal on them. Oh, the top here definitely needs to have some brass on it. I forgot. Okay. I think we're just about done with this guy. Gonna paint the bottom of the base. I think I'm just gonna make it black, to be honest. So, where's my black paint? I actually think I have some in let's see here. Abaddon black. Okay, here we go. Hope it's not too. Oh no, it's not. It's not too dry. Very bubbly though. Might have dried up a little bit.
There's the Lord of Morn. I'm gonna let it shine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This black has dried up. God damn it. It's gone from a base paint to a freaking wash. Throwing it away. Abaddon black. Had another one. It's still okay. Man, Citadel, your paints. I hate them. But I love them. But I hate them. But I love them. But I hate them. Nope, this one's also very runny. It's fine, whatever. We'll do multiple. Opa! We'll do multiple layers of it. Opa, opa. Opa, opa. Jag är kär i dig men vågar inte berätta. Opa, opa. Opa, opa. Only true 90s kids remember. Okay. I think he's done. So let's give him a little look over. Put away some more paints. Oh, Dark Angel Green. Forgot about that one. Here we go. Okay. What do you think? Pretty okay, I think. Ready to wreck some wog. Thank you, Zap. Thank you. Thank you. I like painting orcs. They're very relaxing to paint. They are pretty like harmless if you don't do it perfectly, and they're cute. They're small green things. So we're gonna go raid somebody. Let's see if there's anyone else streaming minis. Let's see here. Category miniature painting. Oh, there's a bunch of Japanese channels doing it. Warhammer Big Orc. Brushmaster 66 is painting orcs. Kikai mo attack. Aw. Gero. There's a Nyoshimon. Oh, it's relaxing to watch too. That's nice. We got Titavian. Titavian is doing. Let me see here. Skaven? No! Oh, doing dinos. Doing dino lasers, painting dinosaurs. Okay, that one seems like a cool. What? No, they're speaking French. That's scary. Scary. It's a lot of mini painting stuff. It's a VTuber doing some building. Oh, but there's a lot of people there. Oh, there's so many cool people, but they're like, it's scaring me. Gus the Hut. Who's that? Gus is painting, oh! Blood Bowl. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna raid someone called Gus the Hut. It's a flesh tuber. So, let's see here. He's painting some I think, some Blood Bowl, and he's drinking tea. It's a great combination in my opinion. Let's once again look at the model before we leave. Look at the character that we painted. Look at this orc that I just found. When I say go, be ready to throw. Go! Throw it at him, not me! Hey! Okay, here we go. Let me get a raid message and stuff going. Let me put my models here so I can move the keyboard a little bit. And I'm gonna move this, the palette with the super glue on it so I don't get super glue on my fingies because I don't want that. Green. Hello, Ratling. We just finished. We just finished this orc. Did you see? Warg. Warg. I think he's a knob. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure he's a knob. What was that? You humans. I might paint some more on the axe. I'm not super happy with it, but we'll see. Anyway, let's go raid Gus the Hut. He's painting Blood Bowl. So everybody tell him hello from me, and the raid is gonna be Wog and Mr. Frog if you got him, emote. And thank you. See you guys next week. Probably gonna stream tomorrow. We'll see. Tomorrow or Tuesday. Bye everybody. Thank you for dropping by. Let me turn up the music. Bye.
Bye.
Quiero, 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 quiero.